I am just trying to get my YouTube to reconnect itself. Continue. There we go. You're live. Let me make sure that it is streaming. Welcome in, everybody. I've been having issues with YouTube connecting, and I want to make sure that this is linking to my YouTube so you guys can watch it. Okay, it is there. It is there. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, I've done like 3 or 4 lives and I have it connected and it hasn't been linking up. So I like disconnected it and I reconnected it. So hopefully you guys see it now. Do you have the audio off over there?
Did you hear what I said?
What?
Nothing.
What'd you say? You can mod. Okay, awesome. Allow to moderate. There we go. Welcome in, everybody. I haven't even welcomed in everybody because I'm so distracted trying to get that to work.
Weirdo.
I'm not a weirdo. There we go. I got it opened on my phone so I can see who's all in here. So Junkie Jackalo, Teresa Halls, Mara Mia, Petals, Dilly Dally Vintage. Oh, I like that name. Amy, Vintage Hearts, 8 days a week vintage. Welcome in, everybody. Please follow Amanda, not a weirdo. Teresa, you're so hilarious. Ignore my boyfriend making noises and being intentionally noisy. Oh my god, he sounds like a kid. I might need to go take us to another room. Anyways, welcome in, everybody.
I drank that milkshake too fast.
Now you're really coughing instead of fake coughing. This is not your show. I think he wants to go live.
No, I don't.
I asked him if he wanted to go live with me, and he's like, no.
No.
Hi, boyfriend. His name's Patrick. Welcome in, guys.
I told you I will go out there and sell everything in your shed.
No.
Bargain deals, bargain prices.
No.
We're talking about flea market prices.
No. No. We will fight. Welcome in, everybody. Ask all the questions that you want to today. I'm going to pin some certain things at the bottom of the screen. The first one that you guys see at the bottom of the screen is the Vintage Community Whatnot Brainstorm. It is a Facebook group that I have created. There's over 300 sellers in that group already. There's lots of information out there, but if you're not already a part of it, make sure you join that group. There's lots of information in that group. All you have to do is answer the questions and you can join in there. You can ask any questions at any time and you'll have access to many different people. And so, like, if you're in the middle of shipping and you have a question, you can drop it in that group and you should get an answer pretty quickly, which is really, really awesome. So I like having that ability to have, help from other people. And it's not like the typical other Facebook groups that are out there where people really ugly and mean to you. It is nice and friendly like the community is. Stop looking at me like that. I'm going to kick you out of the house. I really will. Welcome in, Christy. Welcome in. Hello, hello. Yes, it is very helpful. Hi, Shayna. Oh my gosh, I keep kicking the stand. That's my fault. Hi, Shayna. How'd the tabletop turn out? I like your, you made me crack up so much, Shayna, on Instagram. You guys, if you're not following Shayna Robinson, that's in the chat on Instagram, you guys should, because she has lots of cool ideas and she literally says what's on her mind, and it's what everybody else is thinking too when you're going live yourself. It's still drying. It says it takes 6 hours. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, you got to update me on how that turns out because I'm curious. I want to try it myself. Yes, she does have the best Instagram for sure. Hi, Ivory Gorilla. I'm doing good. I'm tired, but I'm doing good.
At least you haven't gotten before 5 o'clock the last 2 days.
Okay, I'm gonna pin this to the bottom of the screen next, real quick. I just want to do a little bit of shout outs for the information because the first one was the Facebook group that I posted at the bottom of the screen. The second one, if you guys want to follow me elsewhere, but on specifically my YouTube, that's at the bottom of the screen. If you want to follow me there, I am multicasting. I think that's what it's called, multicasting over to YouTube. So I'm hoping that every time that for sure that I do a, I'm going to turn the camera around. Every time I do a helpful show like this, answering questions, I want to link it over to YouTube so you guys can rewatch it and you can add any of your questions that you do ask where you can rewatch it, which is going to be very nice. And also out there, I do have like a YouTube video already created. Like if you're a brand new seller and you're not familiar with how to do the 78-cent shipping, I have that already up on my YouTube, like how to set that up step by step. So you can do that for your giveaways. You can do that with, sticker packs and stuff like that to help you get to your 1,000 sales. You're driving to Georgia tomorrow for work and you hope to shop on the way home. Well, Georgia has really good shopping. So you make sure you have your trunk, have room in your trunk, Teresa, because I know there's good shopping over there. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and Georgia's peaches on your mind? Heck yeah. I know there's good shopping there. You have an SUV. Yeah. Where are you going? Because Eclectic Finds GA, which is now Evergreen Estate, she used to live in Georgia, and girl, she found all the stuff there. And she always found it for killer deals at her local thrift stores. So I know it's good. I mean, just looking at Jocelyn, she's also in Georgia. I think she was in Columbus. I'll have to ask her. You know what? Let's tag her. Let's tag her in here and see if she'll come in and tell you. Because I know she's in Georgia, and even she was in Columbus. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, and she found so many good things, so she could probably tell you. And I know that Jocelyn Corgi Collective's also in Georgia, and she finds epic things as well. So yeah, you love it here. And the beach. Oh my gosh, Maria, are you also in Georgia? That's awesome. There is good sourcing there. Like, I think it's better than Texas. I think it's way better than Texas because, like, right now, I am struggling to find brass. I have to really go sourcing really, really hard around me just to find brass. You live north of 5. If you're in Georgia, I don't know where that is. I've never been to Georgia. I would like to go. I would like to go, and I would totally bring my car and fill it up. You can't find the Facebook page. Let me put it at the bottom. It literally looks like the picture at the bottom of the screen. It looks like an old vintage painting. And if you type it in exactly what it is wrote as, Vintage Community Whatnot Brainstorm, it should come up as a group on Facebook. Sourcing is the entire reason you're driving your own car instead of flying up there. Well, I don't blame you. And flying is not as fun because you can't bring all the goodies home anyways, right? That's why I always like driving too, and you get to see more of the scenery. So that would be fun. That would be lots of fun. If anybody has questions, just drop them in the chat. I'm here to answer questions. Name of the Facebook group. If you look at the bottom of the screen, I have it pinned at the bottom. I kind of use that just to use it as a topic and you can see it. But if you type in Vintage Community Whatnot Brainstorm, I created this group. It's for the vintage community. It's supposed to be friendly. I need to take a little bit more action in there because I've been having some issues, but you can share, your shows in there, but it goes into a single post that I put out there and you put it under the comments because I try to make it to where if you have a question, it will be readily seen. And so we're not constantly seeing just all about shows all the time. So I need to kind of nip that in the bud a little bit, but you can share it out there. But remember, everybody is a seller mostly in that group or is looking to become a seller. So sharing shows, I mean, it's not like you're going to get all the buyers coming in there for that because we are all sellers. It's more like to get your questions answered when you're looking for stuff, like what kind of lighting do you use, or if you have a shipping question, or you ran into this issue with a customer, what do you do? Or there's all kinds of weird things that pop up just being a customer or a seller. Okay, I just saw a question pop up. You just joined to see if you see Amanda Windish. Okay, let me see. Okay, it does pop up. I see Amanda, okay, you didn't answer the questions, but I'm just gonna go ahead and approve you because you did say that. Mara Maria, Christy's in. Ashley Hit, are you in the chat? I think I saw your name. Maybe I'm wrong. Just say hi. Southern Salvage. I got Cindy Jones and Ashley Hit. I'm just gonna approve you guys. Southern Salvage, I got you, and Ashley Hit. I'm just gonna go ahead and approve you. Okay, Cindy, I got you. Everybody's in that I see requests for right now. I'm sitting here doing that on my phone. Okay, and I saw another question. I'm going back. Let's see. I just wanted to thank you. Ran into an issue, asked it in the Facebook group, and it helped. Well, that's awesome. You got your question answered. Yay, Jolene. I'm so glad. I'm glad it's helpful because that's what I want it to be for. It was originally repurposed by Becky and myself that, thought of this idea. And I find that it is very helpful and it also helps us connect with each other. If you have an idea for like a raid train, but you're having issues getting people to join it, you can even post it in that group and find people that will join. So you can use it for lots of different ways. You are very distracting, just saying. Good. Patrick. I'm more so in the cottagecore niche, but trying to branch out and network. Well, there's cottagecore in that group. I can tell you that. There's definitely cottagecore. There's, Rusty Crusty. There's Brass. There's all kinds of people in that group. Vintage really is a wide span. You asked the same question in another group, trying to get an answer, and they're being saucy. Yes, other whatnot groups, they're not very nice. What did I miss? I need to message you about the crafting raid train. Yes, Teresa, go ahead and message me. Or if you have a question, just ask now. It's fine. I need to make the thumbnail for their next show. I am behind on that. Welcome in, Vintage Tadpole and Kimberly and Rachel, Savannah. Yes, everybody's quiet today. Can you be in it? Yes, you can be in it. Yes, I need to work on getting that scheduled, getting everybody's schedules in place for that raid train. I need to make the thumbnail and actually set it in stone, but it's going to be sometime this month, but I haven't put all that together. That's how behind I am. So you sent a request, Corinne. Okay, I will go out there and see if I can get that. I see it come through. I'll go ahead and approve that. Welcome in. We are doing a Crafty Collective raid train that we usually do once a month. It's typically where it was the day after Vintage Wars. Vintage Wars is no longer. So we may keep it on the fourth weekend of the month. But I know for this year, we're only going to do 2 more. And then November and December, the fourth weekend of the month, is an actual holiday. So we're just going to kind of not do it for those 2 months and just let us get into the selling zone. And then we'll probably pick back up again in January. Yeah, they're not doing Vintage Wars anymore. That wasn't a raid train that I was, that controls. So I really don't know all the details about it. All I know is they decided to do that no longer. Oh my gosh, Evergreen Estate, we got questions for you. Good sourcing near Columbus, Georgia. Bam. Teresa DIY is going there for business and she wants to go sourcing. So she wants to hear all the juicy details, Mariah. In Clarksville. Okay, she said she's going to Columbus. Were you close to Columbus, Mariah? I thought it was Columbus that you were. It was the other sea town. Yeah, were you close to there when you went sourcing? I told her that you always found the best stuff. You were there. Okay. Well, there you go. Teresa, message Evergreen Estate. I'm sure she can give you good information, especially while you were looking, because she's going for business for her full-time job. So she's going sourcing, I guess, after the other time. And I told her sourcing's really good there. Let's see. Bird Spawn, Michelle, if you want to be in the crafting train, You guys just send me a message about it, and then we'll see what spots I have left available, and we'll see if we can work you in. It's typically the crafting raid train that I was talking about is you typically have an hour time frame and you show a craft. So like this month for September, it's you create like a Halloween type craft. You show somebody how to make it, and then you can also sell your crafty supplies or your actual creation towards the end of your show, and then you just rate it to the next person after your hour is done, and it just goes all day long. It's very lax. It's not a high money rate train, so I'm just calling this out because you're not selling the whole time, you're actually crafting. It's not high money rate train, but it's a way for people to get to know you, get to know that you are able to sell handmade items, and you can sprinkle it into your sales. But it's just very relaxing. People do enjoy it, love seeing the creative side. They might purchase some crafty goodness from you, but I think it's just lots of fun. I enjoy it instead of always having the pressure to sell all the time. Yes, it helps with mental health. I like sharing my creative side. That's why I enjoy doing that. But some people don't really like it a lot just because it isn't a high seller. Like you're not gonna make like $1,000 off of that stuff. You know what I mean? But you're just sharing your ability of being creative. So it is lots of fun. There was a question. Oh, thank you, Teresa. How long do you have to be on Whatnot before you participate in every train? Every train. I wouldn't recommend every train, guys. I will tell you, I got asked to so many, and it gets overwhelming after a while.
We're
So
working on packing 3 shows right now, I think. Right?
yeah, we're packing. No, 2 shows.
2 shows?
Two
Oh,
shows from Saturday that we're packing, and
yeah.
it's kind of overwhelming, but it is a lot to juggle, especially when you're a part of many different trains because you have to keep all the items for each train separated, and so it is a lot of work. But I would recommend have at least, 4 or 5 shows. Make sure you're comfortable with being able to push all the buttons, to start an auction, how to change the settings, to lower speed, to if you need to be able to raid, how to set up giveaways, get all of that done. Make sure you're comfortable with selling aspect before you start joining into raid trains, because raid trains have time. There's a time limit. It's like 30 minutes, it's 45 minutes, it's an hour. You have to be able to be comfortable with getting everything done, staying on task, and rating on time to the next seller. So it's a lot. So you got to be initially comfortable with selling to start before you get into a rate train. And when people message me and they're like, hey, I want to join a rate train, and I see that they have like, 50 sales, then I start asking them, okay, how many shows have you had? Have you done a raid yet? Stuff like that. And they're like, oh, I only have 2 shows. I'll be like, okay, well, message me in a month and tell me how you're feeling. Because I'm not going to throw you in a raid train if because that may overwhelm you. Now, if your first raid train is like the crafting train, it's very lax, it's a little bit calmer. I would put a newbie in that one because that's not as much pressure. It is still fun. And there's a little bit of pressure, but it is more lax. So I think, a newbie can handle it a lot better. How long of a raid train do you prefer to participate in? I prefer, um, dude, I just did a 10-minute, no, a 20
You
minute
did,
one, and that was lots of fun.
I mean, you did the
I
hour
like
one.
hour long personally because it's not as stressful, but I've done 30 minutes, 45 minutes, but the 20-minute one was kind of fun. I don't know. It depends on how prepared you are on your setup. I just did one Saturday, and it was a 10-second sudden death. You start everything at $1, and it was 20 minutes. I did that one Saturday, just yesterday, and I sold 50 items in 20 minutes. Some of the items did sell lower than what I was hoping for. Some items went way higher than I expected. So in the end, it all like balanced out, and I was happy with it. I was happy in the long run. It was lots of fun. With me being done vintage wars in the past, I felt like it went a lot smoother. I was really prepared. I did Was it 40? I think I did like 30 or 40 preloaded, and then I did 18 random pulls. So I did the random pulls first, which I expected those to not get bid up as much. And then that gave people time to go into my shop and do pre bids. And then once I ran through my 18 items, then I went to my pre bids, and that was the rest of the time. And so that was lots of fun. I ended up dropping it down to like 5 seconds sudden death, but it was fun. But I wouldn't do that every single time. I like 45 minutes to an hour long shows. I think they're more they're easy for raids, so you know what time to raid, and two, I feel like it gives you more time to get through all your items. How long do you suggest to keep items in the auction before putting them in your buy it now? Bert's Barn, Michelle, let's say you do a show on a Monday and you don't have shows for the rest of the week.
Just keep talking.
Sorry, and you don't have shows for the rest of the week, then what I personally do, I put everything into my buy it now. So that means for the rest of the week until I'm live again, those can be purchased out of my buy it now. Now my next show, then I'll just take them out of my buy it now and put them back into auction. So I'm constantly moving things back and forth, but I want my items to have a chance to make me money when I'm not physically working, and doing a live show. So that's what I do. Maximum amount of items for a first show. Ooh. For my first show, I had a box of items. I think I might have had about 30, but I would say do enough for at least a couple hours worth. And I know I went live with 30 items. Remind you, you're going to not sell everything the first time. You're going to show them multiple times in a row. But I feel like 30 to 40 would be comfortable. Now, I see first time sellers go on here and they sell 150 items. That's amazing. But if I personally sold 150 items as a first time seller, I would literally lose my mind because that is a lot of packing for somebody that is new, that has never experienced the back end of whatnot and how boxes and shipping works. Personally, for your first show, my thought process when I did my first show was I want to at least sell one thing so I can go into shipping and figure that out. And you know what? Selling one item on your first show is freaking amazing. I think I sold 12 things my first show, and that was March of 2024, right? 2020, yeah, March of 2024 was my first show. And I sold like 12 items, and I was very excited about that. That gave me the ability to go into the back end and do all of my shipping, and kind of figure everything out. And I'll tell you, I screwed up my first time because when I put in my weights of items, I put it in as okay, this weighs 6 ounces. So I put it in as 4 to 7 ounces and I didn't account for bubble wrap or the box weight. I was very new. I didn't think about that. And so I had to learn all of that with my shipping. So I think that's the good thing. Don't put a lot of pressure on yourself. What I say is have your first show, make your first sales, and then your second show, tell yourself my goal is I don't want to hop off until I double my first show's sales, you know, but that doesn't always guarantee to happen. Hey, thrifting for me. Hey, Jocelyn. I'm just chatting, so it's like hard to flip my brain here. What was my price ranges? Typically, my price ranges are at least double what I paid for things at minimum because it has to cover your bubble wrap, your packing materials, your cost to go find the item and back. You have to pay yourself as well. You have to cover your fees for the app. So I, at minimum, try to double my cost.
Speaking of that, I emptied that other roll of bubble.
We're out of, oh, the big bubble wrap.
Yeah, I
Okay.
emptied that roll and I
Okay.
started blowing up some of the new stuff. It's a lot better.
Any questions on how to pull people into a show? Are you talking about how to get more people in your show? For a raid, to see who is live, 3 dots or arrow at the top. Mine, I'm on a, now I'm questioning myself. Hold on a second. Let me look. Okay, on an Android device, or an I or my iPad, it is an arrow. So like you hit that. Dude, did I not hit the right button? Okay, you hit that and then it pops up with leave and it says minimize show, create a raid, or end the show, and you just hit create. Oh, hit create a raid. Oh my gosh, don't end the show. But if I do create a raid, it should be able to pop up and tell you who all is on, um, and go from there. There was a question up here. How do I pull people into a show? Pull people, yeah, it won't show you everyone whenever you go into a raid. On Android devices, it doesn't really show me anybody that I particularly would raid into. So sometimes I tell people, tell me who to raid into, or I minimize my show and I go look to see who's live if this is the only device that I have. But if I have two devices nearby, then I use one to go see who is live and I pick somebody and then I raid that way. Okay, how to get people in your shows. Be social on the app. Go into other people's shows, kind of like what you're doing here tonight. You're talking to me, you're making jokes, or if you're like seeing people that are, that's selling something, they're holding it up. You're talking like, oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. You make comments, you're friendly in the chat, you're starting to make friends with people. That's how I make friends. That's how I get to know people. I pop into other people's shows. The only reason I met Teresa via BDIY, I believe I popped in one of her shows and I was like, "Oh my gosh, she's so much fun. She does crafty things. She's totally my vibe." And we kind of talked and then I see her here and there on different apps or on different shows and I just say hi to her, but otherwise I never would have met her. It's just you got to, you might have saw her in another show and I'd say, "Hey girl, how are you doing?" And eventually you just start to make friends with people. You can message them, but that's how you slowly, you just be social and you make friends with people and then they'll start bookmarking your shows. They'll come and visit with you. Maybe you can even ask somebody that you feel like you can trust on the app. You can be like, "Hey, I have a show tomorrow at such and such a time. Do you have the ability to mod for me? I need somebody to help me out." You can do that as well. But being social is the key thing that I did whenever I started on the app. When people, when sellers say, "Hey, you can drop your shows," I would drop my show because I knew of no other way to get my name out there. Like, how do I get somebody out there? Doing raid trains also helps. But again, when you're a first time seller, you're not doing raid trains yet. So being social on the app is like the biggest way. Don't hit the button to share your show and message it to 50 people in your mailbox. That is against terms of service, so don't do that. Unless somebody actually tells you, "Hey, I want to know when your next show is, send it to me," then that's okay. But I wouldn't send it to, like spam messaging to everybody. So yeah, I get those all the time too, and my messages are crazy. As a new seller, your messages are not crazy, but once the longer that you are on the app, your messages are absolutely insane from all the rate trains that you are in, from your customers messaging you, from your friends messaging you. So it's just a lot of back and forth that you're having to go through, and it's hard to keep track. So we don't need the spam on top of all that. What are my go-to giveaways? Did I miss that question? I'm sorry, guys, if I'm missing questions. My go-to giveaways are ephemera. I used to do ephemera shows right when I was trying to get to my 1,000 sales. So I have a lot of, like vintage postcards and take book pages out of books. I keep cards, like playing cards is a big thing right now. People are doing collecting playing cards. You can give that away. You can do sticker packs. I've gone to other shows in like the clothing category. They even give away like eye masks or like face masks. You can mail those for cheap for 78 cents. Car freshies. Uh, Jocelyn Corgis Collective. She sends Pokemon cards. Yes, I'm calling her out. Those are like my go-tos. Sometimes if I'm in a bougie show, guys, like if I'm doing a more high-end show, kind of like I did Saturday morning, because I did two shows Saturday. I was on more of a high-end show, or if like I'm doing a brass show, then sometimes I'll do a higher end giveaway that doesn't necessarily weigh a lot. I'll give like away a piece of brass or like a little picture frame, or sometimes I've done a like mini vignette that I gave away as like a buyer's giveaway. I mean, it's completely up to you, but you have to consider that if you send something that does not fit in a 78-cent flat envelope, it's going to cost you $4 plus the cost of the giveaway. But I feel like if people are spending more money with you, nicer giveaways are nice to give away. Is it bad to not have a giveaway? No, not necessarily. I look at, you guys got to think of this as a business. In my opinion, if you're going to do a giveaway, do a followers giveaway, because that is considered like marketing money. You're marketing yourself to those potential eyeballs. So at the top of the screen, it says I have like 22 people in here. That's not really everybody that's in the room right now. There's potentially other people that are looking at me from the outside watching this. They're popping in and out, back and forth. But when you do a giveaway, you have the chance to capture all those follows, and those people could potentially be a buyer from you. And that'll allow them to be able to see that, oh, yeah, she does send stuff like she promises to, to give them a giveaway. Getting follows has a chance to get you more people in your rooms over time. So I just look at it as marketing. I've done celebration shows, did bigger giveaways. Yes. I'm sure they will bring it back. Probably having issues. Had two shared show. I missed something in the chat. What did I miss? I wish it would create a separate folder for sharing. Oh, sharing in your messages. Yes. I really wish they would do a in your messages, a folder for customers and then a folder for raid trains or group chats. So all of that can be like separated out. That would be really nice. Group chats and another folder, so then I can just be like, okay, I'm not going to look at that for a couple hours because sometimes those get a little bit insane. So, if you guys have ever been in a group chat for a raid train on whatnot, it gets absolutely crazy, especially when there's 30 plus people in there and then people get confused and it's just like, what? Um, did I miss any questions? If I missed a question, you guys drop them in the chat. Let me know. There was a message, the system I had for a couple days. I heard about there was a new message system and then it changed. Something about message requests, but I haven't physically seen it on either of my devices. I have a Android and I have Apple. Usually Android is last to see it, but I haven't even seen it on my iPad. Yeah, for sure. Oh, Jocelyn, I have to tell you, I enjoyed your show last night so much with your husband in it. I wish Patrick was awake to watch it because he would have been laughing. He would have been like, "Yep, I'd do that to you too." How do you know if your prices are too high?
It sits on your shelf for months
it's
without
not,
selling.
and it's not selling. Yeah, it's just not selling. Uh, let's say I sold stuff yesterday that I had for over a year. I literally got tired of it and I started it for $1. I had it in my buy it now for $10, guys. But it just wouldn't sold, it wouldn't sell. And then yesterday I started it for $1 and it got bid up to $10. So I was like, hey, I got my money out of it and it finally sold. So I was really happy about it. Sometimes you just have to take the risk to drop it down. Sometimes your start prices are just too high. So you just take the risk. If you're having a good show, this is what I do. It doesn't always work for me. So don't take this as this is going to work every single time because it doesn't. Sometimes it has got me, but it's fine. because being a reseller, it's all about taking a gamble. We're literally gambling to see what kind of money we can make, if we can, if we can make a profit off of some items. Um, let's say one time I think I did it yesterday. Yeah, I did it yesterday on one item. I don't necessarily remember what it was, but let's say it was like $25 for, like a set of candlesticks or something. And I knew it's been sitting there for a while. I really wanted to sell it, and I was having a really good show. And I usually just say, "You guys are doing, taking care of me today, doing really awesome. These are really gorgeous pieces, but I'm going to go ahead and mark these down, and I dropped the price down to like $20, and I started the auction, and it ended up getting bids on it, and then it got bid up back to what the original price was, which I was completely okay with that. So sometimes you just got to take a chance and maybe just lower your prices. If things are not moving and your show's going good and you want to sell it and see if it will sell, drop it, drop it $4, drop it $5, drop it $10, whatever you're comfortable with. It's your show. And see if maybe you get bids. People get excited about making a deal. I mean, I'm a sucker for a good deal. I'm sure you're a sucker for a good deal. I like going to the store and I see this, the sign that says, "Oh, it's 30% off today." Well, I'll buy it for 30% off. That may be only $3 or $2, but hey, I save some money. People get excited about seeing that. And especially in auctions, when somebody sees something that they know is worth like a lot of money and you start it super low, people love to swipe because it's just the excitement of being, able to get something at a freaking amazing deal. So it's just something to think about. It's all playing with numbers and psychology. Um, but you can't always do that as a brand new seller. You can't always sell things for a dollar. You can't always sell things for $3 because that's going to make your business go into the dumps. We can't afford that. So you have to decide when and when you can't do it. Wondering about listing multiples of the same item, yet having one. Wait, I need to read that. Thank you for the tip.
Having each one count towards the first 1K. How do you make like there's 50 available basically?
Okay, so Lisa, is that what she's saying?
Basically, how do you make it where there's 50 available of one item if it's the same item?
I think it's supposed to count. I get what she's saying. I get what she's saying. I just gotta think about it. It should count if somebody buys 5 of one item if you have like 10 listed or something. Yes. Oh, as a buyer, you have to have bidding room. If you started at 60 because that's what you want out of it, you might as well list it and buy it now. True. Yes. Vintage tadpole. Yes. I know. Yeah. Um, yes, I agree. But sometimes you can't take the risk on that. Like I have some items that are worth a lot of money and I just tell them I did that yesterday and it actually worked out for me. And I just said, not everybody can do a bidding war on something that is more higher dollar, but if you do want it, I'm going to go ahead and move it to the buy it now so you can do the payment plan. Because some people like to be able to have a high dollar item for like $100, but they do a payment plan on it where they pay like $20 or whatever it is. And they can do that through the buy it now, which I'm totally okay with. And I've done that before. And then, the seller wins, the buyer wins. Okay, so I'm going to show how to do a listing of multiple items. Okay, so I'm in my show right now. So if you want to do multiple listings, you're going to go into the shop. It's hard to do when I'm backwards. You're going to go into your shop and you're going to hit this plus sign and you're going to do create a listing. And then you're going to add a photo. I'm just going to take a picture of whatever's in front of me, just so I can create a listing. And then you're going to go in here and pick what kind of category it is in. Whenever you do multiple listings, you start getting like your favorite ones. So I'm going to do vintage decor. And then whatever it is, I'm just going to say jewelry. Or how about stickers? How about this? Stickers. Because you can do stickers for $1. And then you add in your description and then your condition, whatever it is. You just set up your listing according to what you want to do. Then right here where it says quantity available, then you just do however many you have. So let's say you have 50 stickers available that you want to do, one single sticker for each one. You can do that. I'm just going to finish setting it up. I'm going to say that each sticker is $1 and it's going to weigh 0 to 1 ounces. And then I'm just going to finish the listing. I'm just saving this. So I'm going to pin this to the bottom. So you're going to see if you go into, I haven't shipped it yet, Jimmy, but I will sign it. I know I need to do it. I just haven't got to that yet. But if you go into my auction tab, look right here, it actually will show that it is $1 and that the quantity is 50. Do you see that? So if somebody were to buy it as 50, then they could. It's in my auction, so I don't legit have 50 stickers made right now, but I will, Jimmy. I will sign it. So don't worry. But that's how you do 50 of them. So if somebody wants to go in and buy 50, they can click, or if they want to buy 5, they can do all 5 at one time, but that's how you adjust quantity. Most of the time in vintage decor, you don't have 50 of one thing unless it's, something that is newer. Oh, it'll double its value if I sign it, so it'll be negative. Funny. Hey, Jim Rustic, welcome in. Hello, hello. I'm running my mouth, so it's like hard to say hi. My brain's just like, I can't go off 2 different tangents at once. Order. And so, how do you recommend to order items? It's all different stuff. Okay, so you guys, you can go into my shop right now and you see all of these things listed. Let's say each of these are different items that I'm trying to sell. What I do, see the above part also. Hold on. Scroll back. Well, in that, I need to number each item to help buyers and me keep track. I told you need to watch the numbers or they'll get out of order. Oh, yeah. Every show, Southern Salvage, what I end up doing is I pre-list all my items, and then once they're listed, I go in and I go in and edit each one, and then I just number them. So let's say the 78-cent shipping one is going to be item number 1. Then I go in there. Where is it? I add a number 1, and then I end up saving it. And if you see now, it is number 1 at the bottom of the screen. And then if I go to the second one, you see how it currently doesn't say number 2. Well, I'm going to go in there and edit it, and I'm going to add number 2. So I physically number it myself. Okay. I'm going to show you one other thing in just a second. I just need to save this. I just want you to be able to see the difference. See how that one says number 2 now? Okay. So let's say I'm going to do a listing for my seller support Sunday. We're just going to say these are stickers, okay? Same thing that I'm setting up. I'm going to go in here and say that I'm adding stickers. I'm just pre-typing this in and I'll show you. Just so I can show you quicker. 1 second. Okay, so I went in here and made a new listing. So let's say this one has 3 items. So I added the photo, and this is just stickers for an example. And then I added that it is just a sticker, and I added the comments. I put in there that there is a quantity of 3. You see that? Quantity of 3. And then There is a button right below where it has the price. You can say list these individually. So you can turn that on. Okay, do you guys see that? List these individually. You can turn that on. And then I'm going to go in there and put my shipping of how much it weighs, whatever item it is. And then I'm going to publish it. Okay, do you guys see how these are published now? So I have sticker number 1, sticker number 2, sticker number 3. So if you have 3 of the same item, you can list it out in your auction as different ones and it will label it as 1, 2, and 3. So you can get pre-bids on each of those items. So you can do that as well. So instead of doing a you pick on 3 different ones, you can list them out separately and then they can place pre-bids on them separately if you wanted to do that. So that is nice and handy. But you also need to keep in mind that whatever you enter on the weight, all the weights have to be the same. Because if you edit number 2 to say the weight is 12 to 15 ounces, the other 2, the weight stays as 12 to 15 ounces. Because Whatnot sees it as all of those are the exact same item. You listed it out separately. When you make 100 items with the same weights, does it go back to 100, 101, or 102 when you do your next weights? Are you talking about like if somebody's running a 1 to 2 pound item random pull and they run it and then they go to run it again, it'll be 102? Are you talking about that, Kim? I'm going to call you K. Oh my gosh. I got to look to see what your name is. I'm thinking it's okay. Kamer. Kamer. I'm going to call you that, Kamer. Yeah, I'm trying to avoid the 5 of the exact same item as one's transaction. So toggle to list individually. If you list them individually, yes, it will run separately. But if somebody can go in your buy it now and buy it 5 times, I thought that counts as 5 because it is still a quantity of 5. Someone recommended putting your own number in front of the actual product. Yes, that is what I was showing at the beginning, where you guys see how I did uh this is number 1. I physically put that as number 1. And then I did this one as number 2. You physically number it yourself. That is one way to number things. And then if you have multiples of one item, then you can have it listed out like that. And it will list each one as number 1, number 2, number 3. That's another way that you can do it. Backwood buys. I will come back and talk about that in just a second. When you put in 100 of the weight of items, then go to the next weight. Does it start at 101? No, because it will start at whatever number that is it's on for that show. So how do I explain that? Let's say you have a listing. Let's say this one that you guys see at the bottom of the screen, it says number 2, follow me. Let's say that one says 4 to 7 ounces, and I run that, and that is the first 4 to 7 ounce item that I run in the show. It will come up as whatever I have it labeled as 4 to 7 ounces, number 1. And then I go and run a 1 to 2 pound item, number 1, and then it will number it that way. And then I come back to 4 to 7 ounces and I run it again. It will say 4 to 7 ounces, number 2, because that is the second run and purchase of that show. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay. I think I have random so I can kind of physically show it so you guys can see what I'm talking about. I'm going to pull them forward so I can show you. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. I have these made for me. And for me, not every seller does it this way. I don't do random pulls all that often, but they're very nice to do if you're out in the wild and doing shows, because you can just do the pounds instead of having to input each individual item. You can do random weights. And if you can see, I did 4 to 7 ounces as a letter B. So when this one runs, it's going to be B and it will say number one. And then the second one, I did a setup that says 8 to 11 ounces. It's letter C, 8 to 11 ounces. Well, that can be one through whatever. How do I make a random listing? How do I set that up? Okay, so first off, I created my image on Canva. So you can just go on Canva. You can use the free version. It doesn't cost you any money. And I just made little thumbnails for each poundage that comes up whenever you go in to create a listing on Whatnot. So I have like teeny tiny, which is like 1 to 3 ounces. I have 4 to 7 ounces, which is a B. Let me pull them all up so you guys can see them all. I didn't pull them all in because I'm dumb. I don't even know if this is all of them, honestly. Let's see. Okay, there. If you guys go into my shop, ChatGPT will make them for you too. Cool. That's awesome that it can do that. I never even thought to even ask it to do that. ChatGPT is very, very nice, you guys. Just saying, it kind of helps some of your thought process when you kind of get stuck on things. So if you guys go into my shop, you can see this, but I have 0 to 3 ounces. And basically it's like creating an item for, like a coffee mug. Okay. It's the same idea, except instead of a coffee mug photo, I'm using the thumbnail, and I'm just going to go in here and edit it so you guys can see. So it's basically the same idea. I added my thumbnail for 0 to 3 ounces, and then I labeled this for me. I did a random pull and I put in what it was. So when I pull it, I know exactly what it is, 0 to 3 ounces item. And then I put in as is, as shown on live, no cancellations, which is very wise to put in there. And then on the quantity, I'm sorry, on condition, I just did good just because I am labeling it on my live. I'm labeling it on my live as what the condition is. And then on quantity, you can put whatever you want, but typically I try to at least have 100 of them. Pricing, you can do whatever you want because you can edit that during the show. And then on the shipping weight, because this is a 1 to 3 ounce item, I entered it as 1 to 3 ounces, and then I just save it. Okay. Yes, that is a quality listing because it has a photo. Yes, it is a quality listing. I'm probably missing comments, guys. Just bear with me. I will go back to it. So, like, that is the 0 to 3 ounce one because nothing weighs 0 ounces. I'll tell you that. And then 4 to 7 ounces is the same way. I did 4 to 7. I entered the same thing. I did the letter B because I wanted a different letter so it stays in order on my list. 4 to 7 ounces. As is, as seen on live, no cancellations. I still put it as a good item because I'm explaining it live on the condition. I put in whatever quantity. This one actually has 436 because I sell more of this weight than others, okay? And then I did auction. I put in whatever start bid on it, and then this one on the weight again. That's the correct weight for whatever one I'm doing. So you just do that for every single weight category. So I have one for 0 to 3, 4 to 7, 8 to 11, 12 to 15, 1 pound, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. And I also need to make one because I haven't done one in a while. I need to make one that says a single ship item that's 5 pounds. Okay. and that would be a custom profile. So if you're out doing a, you know, where you need to ship something in a single box, you also need to have one in here for a single box ship. And you can always edit these if needed, but it is very nice. So when you're, when you're live and you need to see this and you're just doing like a random pull instead of having everything listed in your show, you can just run it, as that. Now, if you guys are ever watching like a big seller, and I'm going to name these people because they're very good at this. If you're ever watching a big seller like Michelle's Deals or Amy Perrin on Whatnot, they do live estate sales all the time. Okay. What they do is they run it like this, and you'll see that at the bottom of their screen. Once an item has purchased, it will say the seller's name right above right here, and they will hold the item on the screen and they will take a screenshot and they will save that. Okay, so they have that screenshot in their phone. They know that, I'm just going to say, they know PNW Becky bought this item for $5 and it's number C8, 8 to 11 ounces. So when they go their shipping, they can see that. Yeah, you can do screenshots. Other sellers have done where they just, take a piece of tape and they write their name down. And I have done this when I was at my grandmother's estate. I wrote, the person's name that bought it, and I wrote C1 or D11 or, A25, whatever it is at the bottom of the screen. That's what I write down on the piece of tape, and I slap that piece of tape on the item. You just got to be careful where you put it on the item because some things, paint can be pulled off. You guys be smart on that part. I'm not going to explain that. But yeah, that's another way that you guys can run items as a random pull because sometimes you don't have everything loaded. So does that kind of help and make sense? I'm about to scroll back and see what questions I have, but you guys, let me know. Did that help? Okay. Yes, I see a yes. So I'm going to go back and see what questions I'm missing. I was just in the middle of that zone, so I didn't stop. When you make 100 items of the same weight, does it go? Oh, I answered that one. Sorry, I'm just making sure I answer everybody's questions. So when you put 100 of the same weight, then go to the next weight, does it start at 101? No. No, it does not. It goes by what is current in that show. I showed how to set up the listings. ChatGPT is amazing. Do you use the flyer in Canva to create thumbnails? That is where I've been creating. I haven't uploaded anything to Whatnot. And I always create a quality listing, guys. The reason why I always create a quality listing is because one day I want to be one of those sellers that has the wings around my picture, right? And so if I'm just being uh making sure that every single time I create a listing on this app, I do a quality listing, that's already one step towards being one of those sellers. So a premier seller. So that's why I go ahead and do a quality listing that way. And you have to have an image. Okay, the Canva question. I'm going into Canva on my phone so I can show you guys. I typically use the poster. So when I go and create on Canva, I use this one that says poster and it says like 3 to 4. So when I create like a thumbnail, I'm just going to go to one. This is one that I created for a Ray Train, but you can see how it's longer versus how wide it is. And this really works well for thumbnails, for like your creating your shows, the thumbnail for your show. And I just use that for anything else because I know it's going to be long enough and I try to keep everything towards the middle for creating the thumbnail. But Canva is amazing for all those little things. Let's see. Can we rewatch this video? Yes, you can rewatch the video. I do have this casting to my YouTube. So if you guys go follow me at Gems and Joy, you guys can rewatch it on my YouTube channel. It's under the live videos. And I'm trying to make sure that every time I do one of these seller supports, it will be able to be rewatched. Um, is there a way to get inactive items? I see your wings. Wee, wee, wee. Is there a way to get inactive items back in the shop after a show other than individually editing them? Ooh. Uh, okay, the Evergreen Treehouse. Yes, there's a way. I wish Whatnot would fix this. There is a way. If you go on the computer, you go on the back end side of your seller hub, and then you go over to your inventory. If you select all the items that have the same, this is the hard part because it is really annoying. But if you pick items that have the same weight and cost, like starting bid, you can bulk move them back to active into your buy it now all at one time. But if the weight is different or the price is different, it will change them all to the same thing. And then you'll have to manually change it over. But if you have anything of the like weight and price, then you can bulk change them over to like a buy it now or an auction item so it can be seen. So, yes, there is a possibility. Uh, did you hear Whatnot is cracking down on music because of copyright? I have not heard that, no, but honestly, what social media app allows you to play music? I don't play music in my streams just because I don't want to have to worry about that. I talk too much, anyways. I'm always rambling. So I don't really worry about it. And honestly, when I'm watching um, Whatnot streams, most of the time it is like muffled out. You don't even hear the music, even though the seller can. It like blinks it out. So I most of the time I don't really hear it, or at least on my phone. I don't know about everybody else, but on my Android, when I'm watching somebody and they're like singing along to the music, I'm like, man, I can't even hear it. So, and my volume's all the way up. Something, it like mutes it out. But you guys got to remember that is a possibility. It's always a possibility. I just don't stream the music because even on TikTok, there's copyrights, Instagram, there's copyrights, Facebook, there's copyrights. It will be coming here soon. So I would just not play it or play music that does not have, something that is safe. Let's just say that. Otherwise, I wouldn't play it at all. Or if you need to have music playing, put it in your ear if you need to have something playing. Because I would rather not get in trouble. That's just my thought. Let's see. Wait, did that really just pop up on my phone just now again? Becky, the red chat popped up on my phone way delayed after than what it is on my iPad. That's crazy. The ones I watch with music, it shows bad. Yeah. Oh, it shows bad? What do you mean by bad Evergreen House? Like it shows that yeah, royalty free. Yes, that's what it's called. Thank you. Yes, you can play royalty free music. Yeah, where you won't get in trouble. Um, with my phone, it just mutes it out. Thank you. Sometimes you just go blank when you're live. Your words are just like, what is it called? But the ones that are safe to play, royalty free music, you can play that. I just don't bother because I rather not get in trouble. I don't want to have to worry about it. I think the only time I played music was something off of TikTok and I did it real quick to doing a dance and then I turned it off. So that was like one show. But it was all for funsies and I really didn't want that replayed anywhere because I was making a fool of myself. Is it okay to edit a box size after you sell an item? I had priorities sold at, but the boxes were too big, 12 by 12 by 12. If your box is smaller than a 12 by 12 by 12, don't worry about adjusting the box size. Gold star. Just don't worry about it. It's fine. Just make sure your weight is correct. Otherwise, it's fine. You're good. You're good. I wouldn't worry about the box size because honestly, when I take my boxes to the post office, they're looking at the weight and making sure you paid accurately for the weight. And once you hit a pound, you're good up to 5, but you got to make sure the label's okay. I screwed up the other day, but my post office was like, I'll be all right. It was a used box. She was like, it's fine. Uh, you guys, I still mess up. I still mess up. And I've been shipping how many items already, and I still screw up. And I'm like, do I need to take it back to my house and fix it? And she's like, no, you're good. Spoil your post office people, guys. Using poly bags. Uh, just make sure your weight is right. A poly bag is fine. Your weight is going to be a lot lighter than you expect, so you don't have to add so much packing material. But you don't really necessarily have to change your box size, or you don't have to tell them that it is a poly mailer. You're good. You can put whatever label on that one. Ground or priority can go on those. You just need to make sure your weight is correct. Do I have to put the links? I don't. As long as it's under 12 by 12 by 12, if it's in a poly mailer, which it will be under 12 by 12 by 12, don't worry about changing the dimensions. It's because the dimensions matter when it goes beyond the 12 by 12 by 12. That's where the big issue arises, but I don't change my box sizes if it's under. It's just a waste of time. I just make sure my weights are correct. Yep. Because you're good up to that size. Yep. Ooh, I'm long-winded today. Another thing I wanted to show, if anybody is brand new seller on here, this is completely up to you if you guys want to buy anything, but I did create a shipping guide. Okay, it's just a one-page guide that I personally typed up. I kind of typed it up to make my boyfriend read it to get him to understand what not shipping because it is different than other places on the shipping, and it basically explains what the different labels look like, what the different boxes look like, when you can use a flat rate box versus a regular priority mailing or shipping box. um, so that is kind of all written up in the one page. I printed in color. It's just paying for my ink, honestly, for $1. But I did create it up if anybody is interested, and I think it's helpful. A lot of people have bought them. I'm down to like 82. I started with 100 in there, but I think it's handy just to have as a reference guide if you are a brand new seller. Because I tell you, when I was new, I was like, I can't ship in poly mailers. I legit thought this, guys. I thought I can't ship in poly mailers. I'm gonna have to find the world's tiniest boxes because everything has to be in boxes. No, guys, you can ship in envelopes. You can ship in poly mailers. You can ship in boxes. The only thing you need to make sure of is if it's in a ground label, it has to be in a brown or a poly mailer. You cannot put it in a priority box. A ground means it's brown or a poly mailer. You just purchased. Do you mind if I email it? Uh, I think I have it in PDF format, Southern Salvage. If you message me or email, I will I still have to mail something to you. Okay. It's super cheap shipping, but I still have to mail something to you because of whatnot. But yes, I can email it. Just send me your email. But I think I have it in PDF format, so I can email it. Yes. Yes. Got it. But that's all explained on there. It's just I feel like it's very, very helpful as a reference. So close in a poly goes ground. Not always. No, no. You can use a priority label, which has the P on it that says priority. You can put that on a poly mailer too. I buy from my friend Steffi BTX, that's a seller on this app, and she sends in poly mailer. She sends in priority boxes all the time. She just has to make sure her labels are correct. So, yes. Awesome, Gold Star. Thank you so much for your purchase. I hope it's helpful. If you guys have more questions, like if you get the shipping guide and it's not answering questions that you have, message me, ask me, because this may just be something I haven't thought about to add to it, and I can add to it and I can answer your question at the same time. Um, oh, that's right, 1 to 5 pounds. Yeah, 1 to 5 pounds is 9.21 in shipping, and it is a priority box or priority label. But you can put that on a poly mailer, but you can also put it in a priority box. You can put it in a brown box. Priority labels can really go into anything. The only thing that's different is flat rate boxes labels. They need to go in a flat rate box. Okay, I got your message with the email. I'm not going to click on that until I'm ready to send that to you, Southern. Is it referring to large and small items, considering the items I have will be largest, probably some of them 7 to 8 pounds or more? Southern, if you're going to have really big box packages like that, thank you, Becky. If you're going to have items that are like 7 to 8 pounds like that, you need to do a custom profile, which I just sold a 9 pounder wall sconce yesterday. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yesterday I sold a 9 pound wall sconce, guys. And that was a custom profile. And I would suggest if they're that big, you do a single ship on them. Are you familiar with how to do a custom profile? If not, I can show you. It's no big deal. Okay. No, you don't. Okay. So I'm going to go into the show. What's a custom? Okay, the most of the time when I use a custom shipping profile is when items are too big to ship in box. Let's say it's a really big and heavy item, and you don't want it going with other items that a customer could potentially purchase during that same show, and it would make a nightmare for shipping. Okay, so let's say you're shipping a cloche or shipping something that is massively heavy, which is like a 9 pound item, or you're shipping a really huge picture frame. I'm not shipping that with a paperweight, guys. I'm not shipping a picture frame with a paperweight. That is just like what nightmares are made of. I'll just be honest. So, in those circumstances, you can do a custom shipping profile. Becky, you packed that perfectly, ma'am, and I have proof. It is sitting on my desk. Okay, you packed it perfectly. I legit bought a chunk of wood, which is a really big chunk of wood, and then I bought the tiniest little shelf from her, and she packed it. But that was like what nightmares are made of. But that is the reason why you would do a custom shipping profile. So one way to set up a custom shipping profile is when you go in to create a listing, you can go down into the shipping settings. You click on shipping to like choose your weight. But if you guys look at the top, it says custom. Okay. It says custom, and you can set it up from there while you are actually setting up the listing. Or the other way that you can set up a shipping profile is, um, let me find it real quick. Okay, that's not there. They move stuff, so I got to make sure I'm telling you where it is. Okay, so you go into your seller hub. So this is my seller hub on my phone. You can click on the middle and it will come up with this, and then you go to the three slashes on the right hand side and it will come up with seller tools. And if you go down to where it says shipping, it will have shipping profiles. Okay. This is the other spot that you can set up a shipping profile. I'm going to open one that I have made already so you guys can see kind of what it would be. So this one I set up as a single ship 5 pound box, and there will be only one item in this box. Okay. So this is what I typed in here. Single ship 5 pounds. I put the weight as 5 pounds. Okay. And then right here, there's a thing that says maximum number of items per box. So I want to have that on. I said yes, so that's toggled on. And then I put max number of items is 1. You can even change the dimensions of the box if you already know what that is. So, like if you have a big picture frame, you can change the dimensions here, and you can go down there and save it. And let's say you're going to ship something that is 10 pounds. I basically changed it. I put 10 pounds and it's a single ship item. So I just put 10 pounds, single ship item, and I left the weight. Like I'll fix the box on the side. I just want the customer to pay for the weight. But make sure you tack that on and you can save it. And that would be a custom profile. So instead of choosing like 1 to 5 pounds, or I'm sorry, 1 to 2 pounds on the shipping thing, you will just select your shipping profile. You will select your shipping profile for 8 pounds if that's what your item is, and it will generate that shipping for that item whenever you sell it. Do we normally do this when first putting an item in the shop? Yes. Yes. So here, let me go in here in my show. I'm going to go back to that screen. Let's say I'm going to go set up for a, okay, I'm just sticking a picture of a frame in here. We're just going to pretend, okay? Just a second. Okay. So I went in here and created a listing. You add in your image, and then I just named it as it is a vintage decor. I did picture, whatever you want it to name it as. You can put in your description, its condition, you put in your pricing, okay? And then you go down to shipping profile. And do you guys see at the top of mine, you see custom, so you can create a custom. But if you already have one listed, you can select one of these. So that's why it's always nice to have. So let's say this picture frame is a 9 pound item and it's going to be a single ship. Okay, so I'm going to select that. You see how it selected it? 9 pound item, single ship. I'm going to go ahead and publish this and I'm going to pin it to the bottom and I'm going to let you guys see what a 9 pound item shipping from me to you, what it would cost. Okay. You guys tell me, what does it say for shipping at the bottom? We're going to play with it. It's just for fun. You see, what does it say shipping is for a 9 pound item? Really? 9 pounds? Whatnot is crazy. I did select 9 pounds, didn't I? That's weird. Let's try 10 pounds. Hold on. That's strange. Okay, 10 pound item. What does that say? Whatnot is whatnotty. Do I have max shipping set up on this show? Is that what it is? Hold on. No, I don't. What? Whatnot is whatnotting. You guys, that should be like 14 or $15 and or $16 in shipping. That's what it should say. That's what it should say. What? Well, I'm glad I'm not selling this make believe. I mean, this is an actual picture. It does not weigh 10 pounds, but that's strange. Huh. Now I want to set up a new custom profile and just see what it does. Let's see. We're going to go in here. I'm going to let you guys see it with me. I'm just going to name it as test glitch. How much pounds should you guys tell me, how many pounds should we put in? We're doing a custom profile. We're just here for the party. Let's say I want to ship something. Okay, let's do 11 pounds. So So I'm going to type in 11 and we have to make sure it says pounds over here, not grams or ounces. Okay, you got to make sure you change it because it can go into grams. I don't know who the heck ships. I'm not going to do 99 pounds. Holy moly. And then I'm going to say it's going to be a single ship item. So I toggled this on. Okay. And then I'm going to do max number of items. I'm going to say 1. And then I'm just going to leave the size to 12 by 12 by 12. And I'm going to hit save. And it always pops up with this. Are you sure you want to do a single ship item? Yes, we're going to save that anyways. And it's going to save. And it should say test glitch. I'm going to save that. Let's see. Unpin, repin. Okay, does that still say 921? Because if it does, Whatnot has lost their mind. Oh my gosh. Whatnot has lost their mind. It does not cost 921 to ship that. That is straight up crazy. Okay, those of you that bought the shipping guide, did you only pay 78 cents shipping? Just making sure. I want to make sure that's at least correct. I just don't want you to be paying more than that. Oh, I know you guys might be checking on that. That's insane. $1.89. Oh, $1.89 total. Okay, that makes more sense because that's with taxes and shipping and the cost. Yeah, so that should be about right. Yeah. Okay, something's wrong with that, but you guys should be able to see that at the bottom of the screen. Clearly, Whatnot is glitching because that should be like, I don't know, $18 to ship an 11-pound item. I'm almost tempted to put in something else to see. That is wild. I don't even have my. Okay, I'm doing something else. I'm going to do 10 pounds. 10 pounds, single ship, and I'm going to change the box size. I'm just going to see if that fixes Whatnot because this is crazy. Crazy sauce. Save. Is it because of the size? I'm not doing flat rate shipping on this show because generally I don't do a lot of shipping with the show. So I don't need to worry about flat rate shipping. And I don't have it turned on, I don't think. It doesn't say reduce shipping. So I know I didn't set it up as that. Okay. If I repin that, what does that say now? Because I did 24 by 24 by 12 box for 11 pounds. That is insane. Maybe it's, I don't know. That's insane. Very insane. That should be changing on a normal show as long as you have your settings set as priority and ground shipping. That will, and where your customer pays shipping, it should be changing at the bottom for something that does way more. So usually 4-ish to 921. Yeah, it's like 4 something for like 8 to 11 ounces, and then it may be like $6 to $7 for 12 to 15 ounce item, and then it'll be 921 for 1 pound, and then you're good all the way up to 5. And then it just depends on where you live from your seller. And then it just depends on where you're at from the seller on if it's going to go ground where they charge you just a little bit more shipping to buy anything else, or if you start a new label of 921 for any additional items. So hopefully that makes sense. I don't know why it's glitching. I know it's not reduced shipping. I wonder if I can see it over here. Hold on, guys. Let's see. No, I can't see it. That is strange. That is strange. Very odd. Okay. Did I miss any other questions? I'm a little bummed that you guys can't see it, but I promise you it is supposed to be different. I don't know why it's not today. Yeah, that does worry you because you can't see it unless your buyer says something. So, what you generally need to do is before you go into your show. So, let's say I have my show on the 10th right here. Before you go in and do your show for the day, you can go in and make sure your shipping settings are accurate. So, I'm going to go check on that one, which it is showing correctly. So my shipping settings for my next show do show first class shipping and then priority 1 to 5 pounds and then ground for anything over 5 pounds. This is my typical shipping. Unless I'm doing like a quick show where it's max shipping or I'm doing um like a little raid train or something, or I'm doing ephemera or something like that where I feel okay doing flat rate and doing 921. Otherwise, I do priority and ground. It's just hard sometimes to do max shipping on a show just because I typically have like the coupons going on. I haven't set mine up this time, but usually you will see a crown up here where you guys can have coupons. So a seller has to account for the coupons, the fees from whatnot, and then if they start doing max shipping, that's more money out of their pocket plus the cost of the item. So it's a lot to juggle to ensure that you are making profit. So I wouldn't do max shipping until you're absolutely comfortable with it. I still don't feel comfortable with it every single show because I get some crazy, insane stuff. If you make it one item only per box, would that maybe change the price of shipping? That would just be a single label for that one item. Like I did an estate sale at my grandmother's house. I sold like to one buyer. She bought this really heavy metal like teapot crock thing. It was cast iron and it weighed 9 pounds. And I sold it to her as a single ship. So she would pay for just that label to ship that item to her. And then she bought other stuff that day. And those other items, like plates and trinkets she bought, went into another box and she paid shipping for that as well. But it was just a different label cost. So if you do a custom profile for a single item, it would just be for that one item that you're selling. And I typically only do that for bigger, large items, heavier items, things I don't want going with other pieces. And it's usually art or just large, bulky or awkward pieces. The one that I'm shipping right now is a 24-inch uh, brass wall sconce that was 9 pounds. That thing is going in a box by itself. Box by itself because it's 9 pounds and it's 24 inches. It's massive. So the shipping on that's crazy. I'm a pro organizer and we pack for moves, so I know how to pack, but shipping is another story. It overwhelms your brain. So you basically need to pack like it's going to be drop shipped and kicked over a football field. So you packet bubble it, make sure that whenever you close the box and you shake it, you don't really hear anything moving. I have invested now because I've been in this for quite some time. I invested into a big bubble machine where it makes my own bubble wrap. So I still use the small bubble you get from the store, and then I get a bubble. My bubble machine makes the larger bubble that I kind of line the boxes with, and I still use paper and I use stretch wrap and all the things to make sure my items get to there safely. Do I still have breakages? Yes, still happens. It's usually one item out of every 3 to 400 that I ship. I have some breakages. It happens. You can't prevent everything, but you try your best. You try your absolute best. And it sucks when something breaks because it's literally like, I know I packed that to freaking to make it and it broke and you're just like, what the heck happened? I purchased a lightweight satin small women's windbreaker while I was shipping 921. Uh, your seller might have charged you a pound. Might have charged you a pound for that item. Were they running random pulls or was that preloaded? Yeah. What is your tip on getting more people in your shows? Oh, I forgot to go back to that. Thank you. This is a social app. So go into shows, talk to other sellers, in their shows, be like, wow, that's beautiful. Chat with other, people in the rooms, just be social. When I first got on the app, I didn't start selling right away. I was on the app for a couple months, hopping around, getting to know the app and getting to know the people, how everything works and just asking questions. And when they said that you can drop your shows whenever I signed up to be a new seller, I started sharing it during that point. And you just kind of progress. It's not going to be overnight where you're going to have 100 people in the room. If you are, you're probably bringing people over from TikTok or Instagram or something like that. But usually you got to work hard to bring the people in your room. I've been on here for over a year. I still don't have over 100 people in my room. Sometimes I do, but not all the time. And it just takes time and consistency. I would, if you're going to start to be a seller, pick a day and a time that you're able to go live every week. If you're able to go live every single week, and do that, be consistent. So if you can go live every Friday at 7 p.m., then go live every Friday at 7 p.m. If you can go live on Sunday mornings at 4 a.m. in the morning, then do that. Make that your trending thing. Be consistent. Your people will come and find you over time, but keep being social on the app and sharing your shows when you're able to. It works. I promise you, it works. You guys, my sister-in-law, she started in January of this year. She's a jewelry seller. So she's in a different category than me. But I told her because she got really frustrated at first. She's like, nobody's coming in my shows, but she's been on the app since January. You guys, she has quit her job now. She's doing this full time and she goes live consistently every day of the week. Now that she quit her job, she changed it. And I told her that was dumb, but she's learning the hard way, but that's okay. But consistently, she was going live every Monday morning and she would be live for hours. And then that was her show for the week. And she got really good. She was getting up to 20 to 30 people in her show, which is amazing for jewelry, guys. It is amazing for jewelry because there's so much competition in jewelry. It's bigger than vintage decor. But she's done enough to be able to quit her full-time job and she's doing this now, which is incredible. So there is a possibility. You just have to work hard. I've been on the app over a year. It's taken me a long time. Take the leap into selling. You're going in with no expectations. Just work hard. Yes. Yes. I told you guys that is possible. It is possible. I want to quit my job, but I'm just not there yet. I got to figure out, I got to figure out health insurance and, you know, all the things. I don't feel like I'm quite there yet. So that's why I haven't took that leap. My brother is taking care of her health insurance, so it's a little easier for her to jump off, but I'm just not there yet, so that's why I haven't. And I need to have my health insurance, so that's why I haven't. Oh my gosh, Becky, how close are you? I forgot to look. I'm looking. I'm looking. 979. I'm there. I bought like I don't know how many things from you. I was hoping other people were going in your bin and buying. I wanted to get you there last night. I was like, I can use those for something, I'm sure. Oh, and the green thing, that's going for my green raid train I'm in, by the way. So there was a reason I bought that stuff. Oh, your sister-in-law. It's my sister-in-law. She's my sister. She's my sister. It's the same thing, guys. It's the same thing. LOL. Okay, sure. Anyways, does random pulls make a difference with shipping? It shouldn't. No, it shouldn't. As long as you're putting in your weights accurately, it shouldn't make a difference. It's just like inputting things individually per item. It's just you're doing random pulls. If you're first starting out, you may not know your weight, so just keep your scale nearby and weigh your item, and then just make sure to add on a little bit to adjust for the cost of the weight of the box and packing materials to ship it to your customer, and you should be fine. You should be fine. Yep, not a good seller then. What? uh, uh, After a while, once you've been, yeah, they may not know if, if they're just doing random pulls and they may just run all of their items at a set weight. The average of clothes may average about 1 pound, just depending, especially if they're doing multiple weights. That could have been what happened with your jacket. The average of clothes may be that. And you should be able to get like five per. Oh my gosh, vintage artifacts. Thank you for the raid. I didn't know you were on today. Did you have a good show? Everybody give vintage artifacts a follow. She is a great seller on the app. She does seller support shows as well. So she is another good one to follow. She can give you lots of tips and tricks. And I don't even have a giveaway set up because this is a seller support show, but I'm going to put one in while we're chatting. So tell us when your next show is, Vintage Artifacts. And if you want to share when your next seller support is, do that as well. Do that as well because that's always helpful because everybody shares something different to think about. I'm just typing in a giveaway. I don't know why you have to put in condition for a giveaway, but it asks for it. That's dumb. That's dumb. Stickers. Okay, I'm just gonna do like ephemera or something. I don't know what it is. It'll be a surprise. You guys like surprises? Because that's what it's gonna be. You guys hop into the giveaway. Hop into the giveaway. Somewhere over here. Are all flat rates 921? Yes, flat rate is 921 up to 70 pounds. Yes. Vintage Artifacts has a vintage break room tomorrow at 11:30 Eastern time. Awesome. And mini shows at 12:30. Oh, two shows in one day. Awesome sauce. I did two shows on Saturday and I'm pooped. I still got a lot of packing. I have 42 boxes to go. I'm nuts. I'm nuts, guys. It's never a dumb question, guys. No, shipping is insane. It takes some time to learn. I mean, that's why I created this out here because when I first started, I know shipping was absolutely insane. So that's why I created this for somebody that just needs it visualized or written down that you can use as a quick reference. That's why I created the shipping guide. So it's you have 52 to ship. Oh my gosh, you had some good sales. That's great. I want not to overcharge your customers, so priority just goes by size. Yeah. You just have to enter, for what it is. After a while, as you are a seller on the app, you get to understand whatnot a little bit better and how to finagle the system. And generally, I undercharge my customers because the way I look at it is if I undercharge them on the weights of items, they're able to buy more items per 5 pounds, which is 921. And then I will just cover the rest of it. I would rather them buy more items from me and then I pay, $3 or $4 on the back end to cover more shipping costs. So it's like a win-win. It's kind of helpful. My customers may not honestly know that I'm giving them that break, but I give them the chance to be able to buy more for, yeah, I sell it at a lower weight. Yes. I wouldn't do this at first, okay, until you fully are comfortable with selling, okay? You need to understand what whatnot does and how to finagle the system. Like you can run items at 8 to 11 ounces and you might be able to, work it into, it's hard to explain, but you're able to just make it work. And if you have to end up spending $2 to $4 more to pack it into a 6 pound box because they ended up buying more, then that's fine. I would rather spend $3 to $4 on somebody that spent, $40 more with me. It's kind of a win win. You know what I mean? If they're able to spend more to get more stuff in their shipping of 921, that's what I would rather do. That's just makes more sense. Whatnot's been doing some crazy shipping lately, anyways. But it is helpful. Whatnot should have a page for shipping for dummies. They kind of do, but it's not that informative. It's not that informative. That's what's nice about these shows. You guys hop into the giveaway. It's free. I'm just glad you're here. Oh, it's over here. It's over here. You guys get in the giveaway. It is free. I mean, they do have it listed out there, but it's just not that detailed. That's why I like these seller support shows because you get to learn from somebody that's doing this on a daily basis. They can give you, more like click this button, click this button. It is just so I learn better from other people than reading something on a piece of paper or on a website. That's just me. That I just learn better that way. So that's why I like these shows and that's why I like sharing. I like listening to other people's shows as well because it makes my brain think about things a little bit differently because we all have different ways of thinking and thought processes and how we do stuff. And I listen to other sellers. I like vintage artifacts and like Amy Perrin does one. I have Mountain Fable does another show. I'm trying to think of everybody that does seller supports, but I literally learn from every single seller. It's amazing and it's incredible. I love it. I love how we can share our knowledge with each other. I know how to pack, but do they have anything to teach how to pack? That's an issue. I get packages that are packed so poorly. If you want to watch a video, I will tell you I learned from the Hodgepodge place. Um, you guys, she's a big seller on the app, and she has a shipping video on YouTube. I'm gonna tag her. I don't think she'll come in here, but you guys, she's a big seller. But if you type her name into YouTube, she has like a separate area of how to do packing, and I learned so much from her. Vintage tadpole, yay! Thank you so much for being here. You won that giveaway. I'll send you something special. It'll be a surprise, which will be fun. I like surprises in the mail. But if you guys watch her YouTube, I actually watched her shipping video and it is very helpful. So, and I watch her shows every single day that she's on. The Hodgepodge Place, I tagged her. She's right there. Hodgepodge Place. But her name's Christine. But she's a big seller, but it's the same name on YouTube. But she has a shipping video and she's amazing. I mean, she's the one that put me onto the bubble machine that I use, and that has saved me so much money. And when I also first started, she showed how she wraps things in the stretch wrap. And that was also a game changer because I wasn't using so much tape. And personally, I like it when sellers use stretch wrap versus tape when they're putting it on their bubble wrap because I'm able to reuse bubble wrap. I love reusing packaging materials because it's just so wasteful. To be honest, it is so wasteful. So if I can repurpose things, if it's still in good condition, that's the key word. If it's still in good condition, I will reuse it, and I love that. But I feel like stretch wrap is very cost effective. It helps keep things together when you don't want them shifting in their package, and it keeps it tight. And then when to use paper, when to use the bubble wrap. I love my bubble machine. That has been incredible, especially with like lining my boxes. You guys, as a new seller, you don't have to get a bubble machine. I would say once you've been on the app and you're able to afford it, then it's worth its money and gold. Okay. It saved me so much in paper costs. I still buy paper, but I'm not spending so much in paper. I'm using it more on my bubble machine. And I'm able to line the boxes. I put it in between the packages. I wrap the items in it as well on top of the little bubble. And I just feel like things end up being more protected and it keeps things lighter. And if it keeps my boxes lighter, that means I can get more stuff in there and less shipping. What is a bubble machine? It is a machine that um, basically you buy like the rolls. It comes in these plastic rolls that has the bubbles like preheat in it. Anyways, what it does is it airs it up and then it seals it at the bottom. So it creates these bubbles. I think I have some made. If you guys give me a second, I'll go grab it if you want to see like what kind of bubbles it makes. But it can make like the pillows, like the little pillows, and then it can do like the other little bubble machine. It actually looks like, actually, I don't have to get up. I can just show you a photo. It's on Amazon. I do have these linked on my YouTube, like the stuff I recommend as a first time seller. I do have it out there and it is cheaper. This bubble machine is cheaper than when I bought it, which I'm so jealous about. It's like once I buy it, the price drops. It's funny. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, it's under my content. Trying to find it. One second, guys. Okay, so this is kind of like what the bubble wrap would look like when it comes out of the machine. This is the roll. You can get like 984 feet, and it's roughly about $40. You can get bubbles like that or the pillows. And the machine, oh my gosh, it's even cheaper. It's 130. I paid $200. I paid $200 for this, and it's 130 right now. But that is the bubble machine. So this is the pillows it makes, or it can make the other one that I just showed you. But that is the bubble machine. It is so awesome. But that's basically how it works. It blows it up, and then it goes through this part. This part heats it up, and it seals it, so you can make all the bubble, which is awesome. As organizers, we could give away tons of paper and bubble. Some needs to be thrown out, but a lot of it's still great shape. Oh yeah, yeah. I try to reuse my bubble. If it's in good shape, like able to still be used, I will use it. But I do throw away stuff. Now I've even ordered in packages from people and it has an odor to it. And if I smell the odor, I'm like, well, that's not gonna be reused. I'm throwing that away. I can't do odors, guys. I went to 2 estate sales today, and I swear I was just browsing, and somebody came up behind me, and they smelled like weed, and I was just like, good lord, if I touched their skin, I could get a contact high. It was that strong. I was just like, dang, dang. And then I went to another one, and then somebody else did that, and I was just like, what the heck? That was insane. Insane. I'm like, how do they not know they smell like that? So, anyways, if I smell anything on anything, any of the stuff that I reuse, I try to get rid of it because I don't want that going to my customer. But if I can reuse it and it's still good, then I will. I smell it while you are driving sometimes. Oh my, really? That's crazy. It's wicked. I feel like I'm smelling it more and more out in public. I don't know if my nose is just sensitive or if it's just more common. I have no idea, but today was just crazy. Today was crazy. I even saw people walking around the estate sale with the dog in her hand, and I'm like, "Ma'am, I mean, at least it's not on the floor, but ma'am, are you really supposed to bring your animals into someone's house?" Oh my gosh, I missed it. Vintage Star had a first show. Well, congratulations. Oh, I missed that comment. First show is tomorrow. I weighed all my items. The question is when I go print a label, do I need to change the dimensions of the box? Um, Vintage Star, what I do is once you have all your sales, you go into your seller hub and I break down by like what each customer bought. This is just what I do. Not every seller does this. Is I go in and see what all they bought. I pack it into a box because it says what shipping label it anticipates. So if it says it's anticipates to ship into a priority thing, then you can put it into a priority box, pack it up all in there, weigh your box. Okay. If your weight is under or under what you actually charged your customer, then you don't have to adjust the dimensions on your box, especially with a priority box. If it's under 12 by 12 by 12, you just need to make sure your weight is correct. Now, if you end up putting it in a box that is larger than a 12 by 12 by 12, then you need, oh my gosh, we got a raid. Shoot. Uh, your turn, Thrift. Thank you so much for the raid. I was answering a question. I was distracted. Thank you so much for the raid. Please share your next show with us and tell us how your show was tonight. Thank you so much. We're just doing a seller support. Um, anyways, if you end up packing your box and it ends up being larger than a 12 by 12 by 12, then you do need to change your adjustments and make sure that your weight is accurate. Which I tell you, I do make adjustments to this day when things are underweighed because I do underweigh things. And if you put it in a bigger box, I do make adjustments on that, but that's the time that you would need to do that. So I don't print my labels in advance. I do it one by one by one. Thank you for your support video. Oh, wow, that's awesome. I'm glad it was helpful. Your show is tomorrow at 7:30. Awesome. That's awesome. Thank you so much for the raid. You guys go give Your Turn Thrift a follow if you're not already following. I'm going to make sure I'm following you. I am following you, so that's awesome. Yay. Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. And Vintage Star, did that answer your question? If not, ask what you're confused on and I will try to clarify. I was half distracted. And I am going to bookmark your show since you said it was tomorrow. And also Vintage Star and anybody else that is a new seller, I want to give you a tip and trick as a new seller because I saw that you only have one show. I just bookmarked it, yes. I saw that you only have one show listed out there. Go in and set up 10 more shows, whether you're ready for them or not. You can go in there now and set up 10 more shows and just have them scheduled as to be determined at a random date and time. It's fine. You can always go in there and adjust the thumbnail. You can adjust the name of the show, when you're going to have it, date and time, anything. But go ahead and have more than 10 shows listed because if somebody hits your first show and they watch you and they're like, oh my God, this is my vibe. She has such the cutest things. I want to catch her next show. And they go and look at your profile and you have no other shows, they can't find you again. You want to make sure they're able to bookmark. So go ahead and have multiple shows scheduled. It is the best tip I can give you guys. That is the number one tip. If you go look at my profile, I have tons of shows out there always. I was bookmarking her show and lost me. Oh no. I'm glad you found me again. Yes, yes. I hope that is the biggest tip because that is the number one thing. Is just load all the shows. You can change the date and time anytime. So if you have one scheduled for next Thursday and something comes up with your kiddos and you can't do it or something, then just move it. It's okay. It's fine. Just don't cancel it. Just change the date, change the time. It's fine. Just don't lose your bookmarks. I'm doing that, preparing 10 shows so I can load all when you're ready for your first. Well, there you go. Awesome. I hope that's helpful. It is the best tip that I can give you. If you guys go out there and look, I have a bunch of to be determined shows. I just like having them out there for potential bookmarks if somebody wants to catch my future shows because I'll take something from all the way in December and I'll move it up into a raid train show that's like next week. I can do that. And I move stuff around all the freaking time. So you can go out there and bookmark them all. So, yeah. That's what I did. I think on Saturday, I got asked to jump into a raid train at the last minute on Saturday, and I was the person to kick it off. So I used one of my shows that had a bunch of bookmarks and I put it in its place. So at least, 100 people had an alert to come into that show and come see me because I wanted it to be successful because I was kicking it off. Kicking off a raid train is a lot of stress. What if we're not ready to sell yet? Should I put a profile? Just go ahead and start filling out your profile. Yes, I think it's good to go ahead and enter all of that in if it lets you. Did you already sign up to sell? I would go ahead and do that. So, like on mine, I went ahead, add your profile photo if you want to use a picture of your face or if you want to use your logo. It's up to you. I like using my face because I feel like people can find me other places easily that way. Um, Make sure whatever name you decide to sell under, that you can use it on other social media. So if you want to use, like TikTok or Instagram to promote yourself to bring people in, at least all the names will link. That's another thing to consider. You can also set up like your profile thing, tell about yourself a little bit, just don't make it too drawn out. And you can set up all the items. Don't have those, just Facebook. Well, just if you only feel comfortable with Facebook, then use Facebook. Um, but make it where they can find you because you can have a business account on Facebook and you can make your name match. Like I'm Gems and Joy on Facebook, on Instagram, on Pinterest, on TikTok, on YouTube. I have the same name all everywhere. So if that's helpful, that's one of my tips that if you guys go to my YouTube, you can make another one. You can make another one or you can change it. You can change your username on here too, by the way, just so you know. If it doesn't allow you to change your username on here, you just have to message whatnot and they will update it for you. But you can always change that, yes. If you guys go to my YouTube channel, I'm trying to pull it up real quick. I don't have that many because I'm working on it, but this one, if you see this one with my face on it, it says signed up to be a whatnot seller. Now what? It's a 14-minute video of things to consider whenever you're setting up and getting ready for whatnot. That is a really good video to watch. So you guys go out there and watch it. It's only 14 minutes long, and I just talk about like how to set up and things to consider, like your profile name, your profile, how to set up to get your money, which is a big thing. We're getting on here to sell and make money. How do you get your money? How to set up your address, how to do local pickup, things like that. I talk about it in that show or that video, so you guys definitely watch it. It is this one right here. People already know you or by this name. If I change, oh, yeah, and you only have the I wouldn't change it then if they already know you by this name. Maybe just start changing by your profile picture. So then if you change your name at any time in the future, they can follow you by your picture. Does that make sense? That's what I would do. You hate this one. You can message everybody and tell them, hey, I'm changing my name, you know, to this, just so you know it's going to be changing and my profile picture is going to change and you're just going to have to tell people. But it's better to do it early on if you're barely starting to sell versus, 6 months after everybody knows you. I think it's better to do it early. Question, I want to put in local pickup, but I'm not comfortable using your home address. I thought I could. You can add a second address. Yes, I use my post office in town as my address. So yes, you can. And if you go to my YouTube video that I was just talking about, this one, I talk about how to do the second address because I have different addresses. It is under your seller hub, under shoot, what is it? Okay, maybe it's not under seller hub. Hold on. It's I'm trying to find it. 1 second. It is right here. I know it is. Okay, you go into where you see this screen. It has like your profile picture and your name, and it has your account. And there is a button on here that says addresses. You see that? Yes, you can use the police station for pickup. I live out in the boonies, so honestly, the post office is public. So I was okay with that. Just use it somewhere you feel comfortable with, guys. don't use your house address because they'll tell you there's creepers on this app, okay? Okay? So don't use your house address. Just use somewhere public that you feel safe as to use. But what I did, let's see, this is on, how do I do this without showing y'all my physical address? Okay, if you guys see right there, I did pickup address, and it says like 121 Main Street. It is my post office, but it's called pickup address. If you set up the address, and then you just have to tell it that you want to use it as your pickup address. But that's how you just have to enter it in and then tell them that you're fine to do it in a public place. You've been creepered. Okay, yeah. I'm just telling you guys, this is as public as YouTube or TikTok or anything. You guys be safe. If you're doing local pickup, just use somewhere where you're comfortable. I wouldn't use my house address. I mean, even on your return address labels, you kind of got to be careful with that too. It's kind of a risk that we play with, but I have a PO box that I mail stuff to, so I'm okay. But it's just always something to think about. You're welcome. But it is on my YouTube address. But if it, you can change it under your addresses and whenever you set up for a local pickup, just change it. Can I put in a credit card for purchases and another card for selling? For selling, it actually, if you barely signed up to sell, I believe you have to sign up for Stripe, and Stripe links to your bank account. So whatever bank account you link it to is where it goes to, but it goes through Stripe, so it's different. It's not necessarily a card. They use a different method to pay you. If you're an older seller, they still pay you through PayPal if you wanted to do that. I don't think Stripe can go to like the money that you make on the app as a seller. I don't think they can put it to a card. I think they put it to a bank account. Does that make sense? You can use different cards for purchases. Yes. But as for selling is your income, the money that you make. It would go to a bank account and not necessarily a card because you have to put in your bank routing number. So you've had to block people at almost every show you have. Oh my gosh. How long have you been on this app, Rebecca? That's crazy. Are you just like hot mama or something and all the creepers are checking you out? Because I have not. Okay, I lie. I've had one creeper and they said something nasty to me, but I blocked and reported them right away. And then I had somebody like message me like it's a dating app, and I was just like, what the hell? And I reported that. But I think I've only had those two. But I'm not that cute. So maybe you're just a hot mama. But yeah, guys just need to understand that this is not a dating app. This is a selling platform. It's crazy. Just be safe, guys. Be safe. You had a guy actually call. What? Call you through Facebook? That's crazy. Oh my gosh, Lavender, you had your 1 year show and I missed it. Oh my gosh, how was your show today? I'm so sad I missed it. I hope it was a fun show. I'm so worn out today, man. I wish I would have known about it. I'm so sorry. Congratulations on your 1 year, Lavender. Yes, ladies, be careful. Even guys, be careful because I know there's crazy ladies out there too, but guys, be careful. You're watching me on YouTube, Tiffany. Thank you. I'm having some random issues with it connecting, so I at least got this one to connect, so that's great. It was great. I invented a game and we had fun. Ooh. I wish I would have saw. The game sounds fun. Yeah. You guys, oh, I need to change that real quick. How'd you find you on Facebook? I don't know. Were they from Whatnot? And they tell you that? Oh my god, that's a real stalker. Block them right away. After you find out what their name is on here, okay? and then block them on here and then on Facebook because that sounds scary. What did you do? You guys, I haven't had that experience. What was I going to do? Oh my gosh, I'm getting all sidetracked. There we go. Okay. Um, if you guys are not already a part of this, join the vintage community whatnot brainstorm. We're not weirdos here, okay? I have this group as private. All you have to do is join and just tell me that you're a whatnot user, what your username is, and then I will get you in. But it is all other fellow whatnot sellers that are in the app, that you can talk and get, ask questions. There's lots of information out there. If you just scroll around, there's links to like products that we use, kind of like my bubble machine, bubble wrap, boxes, like where do we get boxes, where do we get paper, just all kinds of information out there. It is a very friendly group, but if you guys join this group that's down here, it is very informative. Hey, Easy Vintage Finds, welcome in. Welcome in. Good to see you. Yeah, it is an awesome group. I just want to make sure you guys know about it. Some instructors. That's creepy that they found you on there. That is crazy. You guys be safe. You don't see the group. Can you find me on there? On Facebook? I don't even know what my profile picture looks like on Facebook. There, find me on there. That's me, Amanda Dickerson. Find me on there and just tell me what your username is on whatnot, and I will add you to the group if you're struggling to find this, and I will get you added. Okay? Just friend me, and I will, so I'll know. I'm sure I'll figure it out, but I'll look for it. But it looks like exactly the same as the screenshot, and there's like over 30 of us. If you guys know like House of Coop and Unicorn Dust Designs and Charming Appeal, Inspire State, like all the sellers that you guys know about on the vintage decor category, we're all in this group. Even Shayna Ray Robinson, uh, repurposing. Um, shoot, I don't even remember who all is in there. There's 386 of us, guys. There's 386. There's a lot of us, and there's lots of good information. You're on there, Lavender? I hope so. I made it so everybody can ask questions. So I hope you're in there. Rusty Nail Palette Co. That's a cute name. You didn't find me either? Girl. Okay, send me a message with a screenshot of your Facebook and I'll see if I can find you. Just message me here on whatnot if that's easier. And I'll try to find you. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. It may take me a day or so because I gotta work on packing, guys, but I will make it happen. I will figure it out. You don't see the group by the same name. That's strange because it's literally that's what it is. Very weird. Okay, any last minute questions? We've been on here for about 2 hours. Let me know if you got any questions you guys want asked. Otherwise, I'm going to do another one of these shows in about 2 weeks. I'm trying to do this like every other Sunday as Seller Support Sunday, so I can answer any questions, show you any tips and tricks. So I can just share all the things. You guys make sure that you're setting goals. It does work. I tell you, setting goals for yourself does work. I was talking to a friend of mine that was talking about goals last week. Her name's Amy Perrin, and I listened to her and I went to my book and I said, okay, I have 3 shows this week and my goal is X, Y, and Z. I wrote it down and then I wrote down, what do I got to do to make that happen? I got to get my shows loaded. I got to do this. I got to pull this out. I grew up in Sweetwater. Yes. I grew up in Sweetwater. So that's probably me. Thank you guys for your tips. Um, but doing all that work, like writing down what I need to do to hit that goal. And you guys, do you know what? I hit my goal that I made for myself last Sunday. So I'm going to redo that for this week. I'm going to figure out what my goal is for this week and I'm going to hit my goal again. And we're just going to keep doing that week by week, hit my goal, and then see what I can do by the end of the month. See if it's going to be my best month yet and just keep improving. So that's going to be awesome. I will look in just a second. I think I see it come through. But I will look at it in a minute. But you guys just keep setting goals. You can totally make it happen. But I'm just so excited that I did hit my goal because I thought it was just like, I don't know. I thought it was a big goal at the time, but I did it. I did it. By my second show, I was like $200 away from my money goal that I wanted to hit. And by the third show, I went past it. So that's incredible. That's amazing. How do you promote, advertise my shows and my items? Sam's Vintage Discovery. I'll be honest, I don't. I don't. I don't promote my shows. I'm weird. I mod for a lot of people. I'll just be honest with you guys. I mod for a lot of people and they say drop your shows and sometimes I'm just like funny because I really don't remember when my shows are and I'll just say I do shows. I think I'm cool. Follow me and that's all they say. I don't really talk about it. Sometimes if I have um, a little bit more time, for a couple weeks ago, I did some videos and I posted them on Instagram and TikTok. And I even created like coupon codes that if they join from TikTok, they get some like discount money. And I shared it that way. I got a few people joining from TikTok that way. So that is another possibility to pull people over, give them your $15 discount to join over from TikTok to come visit you. And I gave them like a preview scan of like all my items set up, ready to be sold. But that takes a lot of time in advance because I already had to have all my items pulled. I had to have it all loaded in my show and then have time to video it. It does take a lot of time. I'm just not, my brain does not think that far in advance. But if you can do that, that's incredible. It's a way to advertise yourself, even if it's like 3 to 4 days in advance and then be like, come see me on Wednesday, the 25th, or whatever it is, at 7 p.m. I'm going live. Check out these shows. It does take a lot of time, but I feel like, I have got people to come over from TikTok. They told me that they came over from TikTok, and then you can even share that information to Instagram and stuff like that.
You're still online?
Yes, I am.
Oh God,
You nappy nap man.
you're loud.
I'm loud.
You're loud.
Go to the other room.
Fix to go to bed. How about that?
Okay, good night.
Yep.
It's only 8:20.
Oh my God, it's only 8:20. I'm fucking old.
I'm dying. You've been asleep for like an hour. I will take care of her. Don't worry. Roxy's still outside playing. I know.
Oh, she's laying by the back door. She ain't playing.
She was playing. He was up at like 4 a.m. or something to go fishing. Is that you making that lady? I don't even know what you're looking at. Making that lady on Facebook. Oh gosh. Are you talking about this? I just share art. Yes. No, I reposted that because that is an example of a micro mosaic. And I wanted to share so people realize how much work that takes to create a micro mosaic. And that's why they're so expensive. I thought it was incredible. Can you share your profile on Facebook again? You can't find it. Are you talking about the Facebook group that I have posted at the bottom of the screen? I was just sharing K Bertha how to find me because she was having problems finding this Facebook group. But if you look at the right below on the screen, it says Vintage Community Whatnot Brainstorm. If you search that on Facebook, you can find the group that I was talking about and you can join it. You just add your information that you are a whatnot seller and what your username is. So I know that you are human because it is a private group and I'm trying to keep it with scammer free, you know? That's the only reason I have those questions. I'm just trying to keep it scammer free, a safe place, a community friendly. So that's what it is. But no, I didn't make that. I was just sharing because that took a lot of work and I want people to appreciate how expensive micro mosaics are because they take so long. Because I have a few. I have like a ring and a cross and they're really really pretty. But those took even longer. Hi Tracy, welcome in. Does it have a floral flower art? Yes, exactly what you see right below on the screen. Yes. It looks exactly like this. This is the group right here. This is actual art that I sold. Tiffany's cousin. Wait, oh my gosh, she was just in here. She was telling me she was watching me on YouTube. Yes, that Tiffany's cousin? Yes, okay. I just went blank what her name is on here. Oh my gosh, I know who you're talking about. Thank you so much for being here. Simply Blessed Crafts by Tiffany. Thank you. Sorry, Tiffany, I forgot your username on here. Brain fart. Brain farts. Yeah, I know who you are. I watched your video on YouTube the other day, Tiffany. I don't remember if I commented though. I'm bad. I'm bad. I know I liked it. I know I liked it, but I did watch it. I did watch it. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. Are you selling on Whatnot now, Tracy? No, you're not. Not yet. Not yet. You'll get persuaded into it. Just wait. This is the Whatnot group. Oh, I see member requests. Let's see. That might be who was asking collector's items for you. Okay, got it. I got you approved. You should be in there now. I just saw that came through. Okay, JAAD. Let me see if I can add you to that group so I can get you in there before I forget because I just friended you. It's going to come as an invite, just so you know. There we go. Okay, I invited you. So you should be able to get in there if you're still in this room. I haven't seen you commented. Hi, Genjas, welcome in. Nice to meet you. Hello, hello. And Copper Rose Vintage, hello. Good to see you. I'm thinking about doing a like art uh art live sale. I think that's what I want to do. I've been thinking about it. I might make it happen this week if I can get my ish together. Copper Rose Vintage gave me the idea of doing art prints and stuff as an art sale. If I can get my ish together, I would really like to do it because I picked up some random art pieces from estate sales and stuff. And I'm thinking about selling some because you know what? It's so much cheaper to ship and you can put it in whatever frame you want to put it in. And I'm kind of thinking about doing that. It would be a little bit different and it would be fun. But the only thing I don't have is plastic sleeves. So I got to figure that out. So I don't know if maybe I can or can't do it this week. I don't know. But that would be cool if I could do it. Bubble wrap. Yeah, well, cardboard to keep it flat, but I was thinking like a plastic bag to keep the art dry. I know how to do ephemera, but I guess I can always wrap it in saran. But you just gotta keep it dry because I used to ship a lot of ephemera, but I want to do art. So I think that would be cool. And Tiffany's like, yay! She used to love watching my ephemera shows. That would that be under art prints or ephemera? That's another thing I need to think about. Oh, and the other day I did sell some books only to some buyers. So I did do my first shipping on media mail labels that was just for books that I labeled under the book category. So that was interesting. Um, so I actually need to update my shipping profile page because I need to add that in there. For media mail labels, you have to put them in a brown box and not in a priority box. So I did learn that. So that was a new one for me, but the shipping was insanely cheap for them. So a 2 pound book sold for like $4 in shipping because it was a media mail label. Just so you guys know, that is a little bit different. Hi, Amy. I hit my goal. I hit my goal because of you. Thank you for making me hit my goal. You guys follow Amy Perrin. She is somebody that told me to write my goals down and make them happen. And I did that last Sunday. And I told myself in 3 shows, I want to hit this goal. I wrote it down. I wrote down what I needed to do to make it happen. And I passed my goal with 3 shows. I was like $200 away from my last show. And I hit my goal and I went past it, which is incredible. And that was pre or after fee money, which that's incredible, guys. That means I sold more before fees. So I'm just very ecstatic with myself. I'm very proud because, just because you set a goal doesn't mean you're always going to hit it the first time. So being able to hit it, that's just amazing. I'm a subby on your YouTube. Awesome. Thank you for following me on YouTube. That's awesome. Did you have to pay media mail or did your customers pay for it? Media mail label that was generated. I put in the books. I put in the books for under books and like vintage books. Whenever I input them in for those specific books, and I put in the weight as like 1 pound when they were about 1 pound, and then the heavier ones that had 1 to 2. And then I went back to see how they ran, and they only charged my customer like $4.78, and I printed out a media mail label. So that was, even cheaper. You just have to mail those in a brown box, which I texted Amy about. I am proud of myself, Amy. I am very proud. Now I just gotta set new goals this week. But yeah, mine generated media mail, but you had to pay full shipping. That doesn't make sense because it didn't make me pay any shipping on it. If it made you pay shipping, hold on, you explained that word. Did you undercharge your shipping? Or did you change the weight? Because I didn't have to change the weight on mine. It was good. So I didn't have to pay anything. And I didn't have to use an adjustment. You had to pay the price of media mail. Your buyers paid $0. I didn't set it as seller pays. So if that happened, message Whatnot, ask them why. Did any other purchase during that show you have to pay for? Or was it a book only show? Sorry, my dog's freaking out. Hi, Roxy girl. Thank you guys for your tips. I got sidetracked and distracted here. Lavender, what do you mean fees seem higher lately? It should be the same.
Okay.
What'd she do?
She says she's bothering you.
She was just staring at you because you were touching the washer.
Uh-huh.
She got scared of the washer. It's so weird. It was book only, but nobody paid shipping. You have to make sure that you didn't click the button. You have to kind of like read how it's worded because it does get people a little bit whenever you set up a show. Oh my gosh, my phone's almost dead. That's insane. Let me find a show so I can show you this. Let's see. It's under edit show. No, not that one. It's under shipping costs. And if you click on buyer pays all shipping costs, buyer pays up to a set shipping cost or seller pays. If you accidentally clicked on seller pays everything, that means it was free shipping. You can check your settings right afterwards and it was set to buyer's pay. I would reach out to Whatnot then and ask them because that doesn't seem right. Maybe they can. Tiffany, she's just scared of the washer and dryer. I don't know why. I don't know why, but I can just take the laundry basket in there to pull out clothes from the dryer and she freaks out. We can turn on the dryer, she freaks out. But fireworks or whatever, she's fine. I don't know. We never did anything to torture her. It's scary. I know. She's just a poor little baby. She's a German shepherd and she's scared of it. She's so silly. Yeah, I would just what happened? I'd reach out. I don't want that happening to a regular show. Yeah, that could be very costly. And I'm surprised if your customers did not pay shipping. Why did no one ask you why it was free shipping? That would be another question that I would be asking, you know, because you don't physically see that until, somebody actually tells you. Kind of like earlier tonight, I was pinning stuff for you guys and you were telling me it says 921, but this is not a max shipping show or anything, and it's only doing 921 when I was showing you guys how to do a custom profile. Everybody kept telling me 921 on this item and I don't know why. This item right here on our example, you guys keep telling me it's 921 and I don't have max shipping, so maybe there's a shipping glitch going on, guys. I have no idea. I have no idea. One person tipped me to help with shipping, and that sent the alarms blaring. Oh, shoot. You just had to give him credit. He went outside, so I'll tell him when he comes back in. Stop scaring the doggy. I talk too much and my throat starts getting sore. It does show you as 921. As max shipping. Oh, you hear and see everything. He's watching. Bending tips is Patrick, Tiffany. Your Pomeranian goes crazy with fireworks. My dog, she doesn't freak out to it. She's fine. We literally open the door and watch the fireworks from a distance. She doesn't care. They can pop them in our neighbor's yard. She doesn't do nothing. But the dryer, she freaks out over.
Your job to take your office trash except to the curb.
I will. You already put it on the road?
Yep.
Okay. I have a to-do list that's a mile long now, don't I?
Yes.
Are you going to bed, old man? At 8:42?
Maybe.
He's already tired.
I've been up at
4? 5?
by 5 the last 2 mornings.
Yeah, because you're a fishing addict. He went fishing. He goes early in the morning. You two are too cute. We bicker a lot. I also asked your customers to drop how much shipping costs in the chat just because you're curious, and you didn't on this one. Oh my gosh. How much out of pocket were you? Mandy says she's in bed by 8:30, 9 o'clock. She's granny, man. She's a granny. Mandy, I haven't been going to bed till like midnight lately.
I go in there. I usually close the door, so I ain't gotta hear her or hear everybody else she watches.
Hey, last night while I was watching the rest of the train, I went and took a bath, and that was so relaxing. That was so relaxing. And I shut your door so Roxy wouldn't bother you. We had a tree fall today, and my 4-month-old pup just sat and watched them cleaning it up. That's funny. Does he have an account to see what it charges? Maybe he does have an account, but it just says that shipping's not available because he has the same address as me.
Yeah. So if your husband has an account, it won't show him.
Yeah, it doesn't. It won't show up. They would have to like change their address to something, around the corner, I think.
No, because yeah. It just shows the shipping would be less.
Change it to their work address, maybe. Yes, he doesn't sell live, but he has stuff in his bin. Rusted Willow. He has sold one item on Whatnot so far,
I
and I
just
helped
put
him
it in there.
pack.
I just put that stuff in there.
Did you get a review?
I think so.
He gave you a review. Yay! His first sale and his first review. How long have you been on the app? Since me?
Yeah.
Probably a month after, since I signed up for Whatnot. He's had his, and I don't know when he loaded his item, but he barely got his first sale. But he only has 5 items in there, but they're just fishing weights that he melts down and pours and does his own fishing weights. And he barely made his first sale, and he got a review, which is really cool. But I think he needs to do more. Mandy, what color? Or is it a surprise? I want to see. I was looking at my hair today right here, and I was like, oh my God, I have like 10 gray hairs just right here. What do I think?
Red.
I think you want red. I kind of think you would be really pretty with red hair. Is it red? Is it red? Is it red? Is it brunette? I don't know. I don't think you would do a crazy blue or purple, so I feel like red. Light blonde with black. Ooh. I want to see. Are you going to text me a picture? You have to text me a picture. You haven't been texting me nothing. I feel so out of place.
You should make her co-host with you.
Hmm?
I said you should make her co-host with you.
Yeah, I should co-host. Are you pretty? Fuck that. I read that out loud. I read that out loud. She says, F that. Yes, she is brilliant. Are you eventually going to teach how to make a live profile pic? What do you mean, like a thumbnail for your shows?
I showered for 30 minutes, 45 minutes earlier. I still got freaking fish scales on me.
Apparently, you don't know how to scrub.
Oh, I used a scrub brush.
Oh.
I still have shad scales on me.
I've never actually did a live video of how to do that. I guess I can do a YouTube. That'd probably be the easiest, but I just create them on Canva. But you can also have ChatGPT make you one. I just tell it to make it in poster size, and you describe it in very high detail to ChatGPT, and it can create it for you. And I will show you one that I made for Amy Perrin's birthday, her raid train, and then I added the words in Canva. But I told it to take her profile picture and add like fancy earrings to it, because she's known with fancy earrings. And then I added the words to it, and then I added the cow because she's known for the cow. And it did that. The ChatGPT, did the background photo, which is really cool. I mean, you can make all kinds of stuff on Canva as well. I mean, I did this thumbnail. That is a poster size. I made that. You can do all kinds of different thumbnails. I created this for The Road Less Traveled and Evergreen Estate for their race train. I helped them make that. So you can do lots of things. I'm in all the trains you decide. Hey, I just help if somebody needs help. Sometimes you just get stuck. I think I made this one. Yeah, I made this one. And then Mariah makes adjustments to it. But I made that one. The background photo is made by ChatGPT, and then I added the words to it in Canva. Because you guys don't tell ChatGPT to do words because the dang thing can't spell. It's a computer that cannot spell, guys. It's just ridiculous. So it's just better for you to add the words. Just ask it to create the graphic. I want to learn how to host a raid train. Well, Lavender, let's do it. It's pretty easy, I promise. It's easy in theory, but it is a lot of work. How about that? I'll say it that way. This is just an image I took from online and then I just added words to it. That's another raid train I did. So there's all kinds of different ways that you can create like thumbnails for your shows. Dang it, I missed the mosquito. You let in the mosquito. It's all your fault. I just learned and hosted your first. It's on 8/20. You mean 9/20? Or did I miss your first raid train? What the heck? What is your first train? 9/20. Awesome. Awesome sauce. Yes. You can create a what's the sign up? You're not afraid of work. You just don't know where to start. To me, the easiest one is to create it on that website. I can't think of the name of it. The website for you to do signups. And then you just send the link out to people to sign up for the slot that you want. If that's too technical, you can create your own little sign up. Sign up genius. Thank you, Amy. My brain is dead, okay? My brain's dead, y'all. And then I just type in, you can do another one. You just type in the times and then you just ask somebody if they want to sign up. And then you just put them in the time slot that they pick. You can do it manually and ask everybody one by one by one. I've done that as well. That's how I used to do it. But I really like the sign up link because the link is out there and it's easy to reference when you're really busy. So I just think that is very helpful. You just have to create a thumbnail that everybody can use, and then you just create a group and then tell everybody what the raid train rules are. Tell them what the lineup is for each time, who to mod, if they're modding other people, vice versa, and kick it off. I get nervous to send to more popular seller friends, so I may not send the link to everyone. Well, darn it. Did you invite Amy? She would have said yes if she would have read the message. Groups. Amy, do you have a connection to Whatnot? Because I have a big favor. Can you tell them to create messages for just group chats, like a section for just group chats, and then another tab that says like regular messages? Because that would be amazeballs for sellers. I wish they would do that. Does that make sense? Rusted Willow, just it's okay to get told no. Sometimes people are just busy, or they already have a show that day, or they're just already overwhelmed and they just say no, but it's not because they don't want to. It just could be for other reasons. So don't take a no as a bad no. You need to tell D Archivist and a reworker's passion. I'm sure D should know this by now, right? I'll go tell her. I'll be like, I need help. My messages are insane, and I bet you every other seller's messages are insane too. You can only do weekends. Well, just do yours on a Saturday or Sunday that you're able to do a mod. And there's some people that only do raid trains on weekends. I'm trying to get away from weekends because those are my sourcing days. But I still do some. The Archivist. Can I take a picture of my thing? So I remember. Okay, I totally did do that. I took a picture of my iPad.
Yeah, you could have took a screenshot of your phone.
Dude, I'm such an idiot. But you know what? It's easy. I can just turn my phone on and swipe to camera and take a picture instead of having to go to the app and find that part and take a screenshot. My brain's old. I wasn't gonna say anything. Okay, well, my phone is not on the stream, and I don't even remember how to take a screenshot on my iPad.
Weirdo.
Huh?
Weirdo.
I don't understand iPhones, guys.
Neither do I.
iPhones are so freaking hard. The other day, I was talking to my parents for the first time on what do they call it? FaceTime or whatever it is on the iPad, and I lost how to. I had to click
Come
off and
here.
fix the internet, and then I couldn't find
here.
freaking FaceTime again. I was losing my mind.
Come here, kid.
iPhone screenshot is easy. Press the button on each side. Oh shit. Oh my god. Hold on. If you guys can hear me, I closed my thing. There we go.
What?
Yeah, we're not doing that. See what happened? I turned the screen off. How about I figure out how to take a screenshot after the show? Oh, Roxy, you're spoiled. I feel confident I am the oldest person here right now. No. Technology is challenging. I'm an Android girl through and through, and learning iPhone again is like really freaking hard. I like figuring stuff out, but iPhone is almost too simple. I'm stupid to figure it out, okay? I'm sure there's a way to do it. It took me I had to go to my brother and I had to get him to teach me how to shut down the apps on my iPad to figure it out because Google wasn't even telling me. I couldn't even figure it out with Google. So, yeah. Guys, it is hard. I mean, I really tried my hardest to not be dumb, but when Google doesn't even help me, then obviously it's not me. You can never get an iPhone. Mandy, I want to see a picture of you. Blonde with black. That sounds fun. 45 and thinking you need a class. I'm already thinking I need a class. And now I'm thinking when I was
I'm
12
almost
years
there.
old, I used to be amazing with technology. And now I feel like an idiot. Now I know what my parents feel like.
No shit, right?
And man, I was a little asshole then. And now I need a class with technology because stuff is always changing. And now they're telling me that I need to pay with my card and you can tap and you can swipe and then you can use your phone to pay. And I'm just like, no, 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 no. I want to do cash or I want to just, swipe my card or stick it in. That's all that my brain can comprehend right now. We're not doing anything else. We're not doing tap. We're not doing the phone thing or the watch thing. That's just too much for me. Does anybody else feel like that?
I feel old as
Anyways.
dirt.
Hi, Paddles, huh?
So I feel old as dirt.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Nobody else is saying they feel like me, so now I feel like a weirdo. Exactly. I want to do what my great grandma did. Yes. I never had an iPhone, and now you're making it sound hard. I didn't see a computer until you went to college. See, my brother was in high school when we got the first computer because he needed it. And then I didn't have my first cell phone until I was in college. And that was a flip phone. I don't trust Tappy Tappy. Yeah, Tappy Tappy's a little weird. I like being able to put my card into the machine. I know it's real. I don't like my payment methods to be on my phone because if I lose my phone, what the heck happens with my money? Doesn't seem smart to me.
I'm gonna spend it all.
Or if you make it to where you can pay off of your watch and your watch falls off, can anybody use, like, those are the questions that go through my mind. I'm like, no, my money's not going to go to that. I'll just keep it on where it goes in my wallet. I've had iPhones, so an Android would probably seem hard. See, what throws me off with Androids have a back button. So if you want to go back, you can go back. But with iPhone, you like swipe. But if you swipe wrong, it doesn't swipe what you want it to do. And it's just like, what? Like you can just do this and the screen goes smaller. My brain's just like, what? So if you have another iPhone device, you can lock and track a lost device. Yes, I know you can do that. Yes, I know you can do that. You can also do that with Androids. You could track your Androids just like you can track your iPhones. Swipe out of shows a lot. Or I trust it. What do I do if I lose it or no signal or I'm stranded? Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true.
I'm in a lot of places where I have no signal.
Yeah, there's a lot of no signal places around here. So, like, yeah, what if you do need a signal to be able to use such things and you can't? Yeah. The more you create, the more you can be stolen. The next thing, AI as your dollars. Yeah, we need to just stick with paper dollars. It's safer. Then the government can't take our money as easy. Okay, guys, I need to get back into packing and trash and goals and all the things. So I'm going to raid into somebody. I appreciated the chat show tonight. Make sure you guys are making goals, setting up all of your shows, getting all the bookmarks. And if you have questions, save them or message me, and I can chat about them on the next Seller Support Sunday, which I'm going to do in 2 weeks. So every other week, I'm going to do one of these. So you guys bookmark my future ones. It's going to be lots of fun. I think my phone died. Oh, that's fun. My phone died. Can you see who's on? Oh, I'm just going to try it this way. See who Whatnot recommends to raid. Let's see. Let's see. I'm glad to see you guys. Let's see who we can raid and bless. I appreciate everybody that's here. It says House of Coops, Slab Daddy. Those are big people. Let's go to someone small. Southfred Vintage is on. Let's go see them, guys. They are awesome. I will see y'all later. Bye, guys.